Are y'all ready to have some fun? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. The show will begin shortly. Thanks for joining us. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. We are so glad you've joined us tonight. My name is Carolyn. I'll be your host tonight, and we have a great guy hanging out with me tonight, and he's also our special guest. I love his look. He looks like he's in deep thought. Please welcome our very special guest, Mr. Lee Stevens. Say hi to everybody, Lee.
Hey, everybody.
So I'm so excited that you're here. We've been trying to get Lee on the show, but his schedule is just crazy, just like everyone's. I'm just making sure I can still see your comments. So would somebody send a comment for me just so we can make sure everything is working properly? Remember, if you're on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, send us a message, communicate with us, interact with us. I feel like we're in another planet. Communicate with us, please. So we're super excited to have you all here. Could somebody say hello, please? Just anyone. Tell me who you are so we can make sure everything is working properly. So Lee, I am really happy you're here finally. It seems like forever. It does feel like a while that we've been trying to plan this, and it finally came to be.
No.
I knew it would happen eventually. So why don't you tell everyone out there a little bit about yourself, sir?
Oh, wow. Well, that's a new one, talking about
Mark.
myself.
I know. It's kind of hard. Well, you don't have to talk too highly about yourself. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of on the short side height-wise, so I can't get too high,
I love that.
I'm actually coming to you from up north here in Buffalo, New York. And,
New York.
Yeah. And I actually come from a little bitty town, a little ways away from Buffalo, a small fishing town on the shores of Lake Ontario, believe it or not, called Youngstown, New York.
Nice.
We're kind of a historical town. We're known for we have a original American Revolution era fort still standing called Fort Niagara.
Wow.
It's not too far, about a mile from my house by foot, where I grew up. And I always promised that if I ever got these opportunities, I would not hesitate to identify Youngstown as my hometown. Because I know sometimes the bigger cities will try to say, oh, it's Buffalo's own, or it's this person. And no, I'm Youngstown. I came from Youngstown, an itty bitty town. Yeah,
wow.
Everybody goes, Ohio? No, Youngstown, New York.
Wow, that is cool. So it's a very small town, huh?
Oh, yeah, a little bitty town. We got one traffic light,
Oh, it's like the size I grew up in. When you say small, you mean small. Wow, so it still has a fort. That is so cool. That would be cool to come see.
Beautiful little place. My mama still lives there, so.
Wow, so your mom is she's real close to you then.
Yeah, she's not too far away.
That's awesome. That is so cool that you're real close to your mom. That's very important as far as I'm concerned. Being a mom myself, I happen to know a little bit about that. It's nice to have your mom close by, I think. So that's great, man.
We have my wife's parents nearby too, because the funny thing was my wife and I went to the same high school and we were there at the same time, but we never met when we were in high school.
What? That's crazy.
We never crossed paths in high school. She swears she saw me once in the hallway. Why she didn't run back then, I don't know. But
well, I was thinking about this. We've had probably 3 or 4 guests, and I tell my husband after the show, that's crazy. Well, at least 2. I always exaggerate a little. At least 2 that met their wives or spouses now when they were like 9 or 10 years old. It's crazy. And they grew up like that. And I was like, that's so crazy. So, whoa, that was loud in my ear. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So you were in high school together and you didn't even know her. So how long did it take for y'all to find each other in the scheme of, in this giant world?
We actually, I didn't meet her until probably about 5 years after I graduated from high school.
Wow.
I was actually just newly out of college too. And we got set up kind of on a blind date type of thing by a Baptist minister, believe it or not.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was a lady who I became good friends with through my church. Also she used to live in the neighborhood where my wife grew up. So she knew my wife when she was a little girl. And one night I was out with her and I was doing some music ministries, and some drugs and alcohol rehab centers. And just trying to be a vehicle for the Lord that night. And
that's so awesome.
we got to talking in the car, and she just started asking me. So she said, "Are you seeing anybody?" And and I said, "No, I'm single. I'm a single teenager."
Wow.
And she started
So
telling me about this lovely young lady, and before I knew it, numbers were getting passed, and
wow. Well, hold that thought for just a moment, Lee. I see one of our co-hosts has arrived. Sean Christopher has come to join us. I'm so happy. Let's bring him on the screen, okay? He's always so much fun. Have you met Sean yet? I mean, I know you haven't met any of us in person, but let's bring him
no.
on so I can introduce you to him. Okay, Lee? Hold on. Hey,
Hey,
Sean.
how
Nice.
y'all?
We're doing great. I'm so glad you were able to make it tonight. Thank you for coming on. It means the world to us.
Sorry I was running late.
Oh, it's okay. Paul's running late too. He may not make it at all, but I'm glad you made it. I'm really glad you made it. This is our guest, Mr. Lee Stevens, in the middle of you there. Y'all can, well, we can't really
Hi,
shake
Miss
hands.
Lee.
How you doing, Sean?
I hate that because I'm a hugger, so I always want to hug everyone. Fist bump, fist bump. So Lee was telling us about where he grew up and how he met his wife. And I know
Cool.
you met your wife in an interesting situation. I mean, not interesting, years ago as well. So
Yes, ma'am.
okay, pick up where you left off. Do you remember where it was, Lee?
Oh,
The lady from church introduced y'all, the minister's wife.
yeah,
Okay,
a Baptist minister actually set us up, Sean. Kind of on a
wow,
blind date thing. I was out with her, and we were ministering at some drug and alcohol rehabs and stuff. I was doing music ministry that night. And on the way there in the car, she started asking me, "Are you seeing anybody, or you got anybody special in your life?" And I'm going, "Oh boy, here comes the questions."
yeah.
No, I'm single. Single can be. And she started telling me about this lovely young woman, and she just and by the way, this Baptist minister was from down south. She was from Tennessee. Um,
Wow,
so yeah, which was really cool. And she was
that's
just telling me,
cool.
she said, yeah, and she started telling me about her and saying her name is Kara. She's just gonna bless you, And I was like, oh, I gotta know more about this girl.
Yeah, because she's
Um,
talking her up.
and
Wow,
so I had never met my wife, and I had never even seen a picture of her.
wow. And let me fill
Um,
Sean in. They went to high school together, Sean, in a
Okay.
small town, but they never saw each other. So
Okay.
go ahead, Lee. I think that's so cool. Go ahead, Lee.
so where was it? Oh, so I had never, I had no idea what she looked like, and evidently she'd gotten the scoop on me. She had seen what I looked like or something, and
Aha.
ironically at the time I was working a part-time job where she used to work.
Oh
So
man.
she still knew the people I was working for at the time.
Wow.
So she kind of was able to scope me out a little bit. I didn't have that advantage on her. But
Nice.
I made the first call. Of course, she made me talk to the answering machine twice before she picked up.
Playing
She's
hard to
very,
get.
very
Smart
shy.
girl.
She's very, very shy young lady. But I love that
Wow.
about her, that she was on the shy side. And
Wow.
but we ended up talking. It was like it wasn't like talking to a stranger. It was like
Yeah.
somehow we had known each other all our lives, but
Wow.
had never met. And one thing led to another, and we still laugh over it to this day, because one of the all important questions in the first conversation was, "What kind of music do you like?"
Right.
And my wife said to me, "Okay, I'll tell you, but don't laugh at me." And I said, "Okay, go for it." She said, "I'm a huge Elvis fan." I said, "All right, who told you?"
No way. No way. Because that's. Are you serious? Nobody had told her that? She had never seen you. Well,
She had
wow.
heard about me, but she hadn't seen me, I think, just yet. She was going
Wow.
off of what the Baptist minister told her
That's pretty about.
about me.
One thing you can rest assured of pretty much is that a Baptist minister is not going to be lying to you, and that's what you call that's what you call divine intervention. Wow! So your
Oh,
reaction must have been
definitely.
no way. She likes Elvis? No way, no way. I cannot even imagine that. And that was completely. You didn't tell her to say that. She had no idea.
No, I was just like,
Wow.
all right, who told you? Because I thought somebody's messing with me now.
Yeah, I would think so too.
This
I'd be
set up.
looking up like, come on now, who told her? What's the joke, right? Wow.
Yep.
So
So
that's definitely that was a match made in heaven,
oh
obviously.
yeah, so that's been a
Wow.
key thing in the middle of our relationship because we're both two Elvis nuts. So it's like, you
Oh,
know.
that is so great. And I believe you told me you have one child together. Is that correct?
Yes, we have a
Oh, that's so
beautiful
awesome.
9-year-old girl. She's gonna be 10 next month.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Oh, it's yeah, double digits, buddy. Once you get to double digits, right, Sean? Oh,
Yeah.
because Sean has older children, and then you have a young one. How old is your youngest, Sean? I forgot.
He's 12.
12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that just time goes by so fast. Oh
oh,
my
way too
gosh.
fast.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, that is so cool. So what do you do for a living? I'm really curious. I mean, not specifics, but I've never asked you. What do you do besides music? Because I know you do music a lot. Do you have another job?
Well, I have I work a part-time job to pay the bills because you can't
Yeah.
live from audition to audition. After you fall in love and
Unfortunately.
get married, that kind of goes out the window.
I know.
Living from audition to audition because that's what I was
Yeah.
doing full time. Was I was going from just one audition to the next, and
Wow,
pitching
that's
songs
good.
here, and
Yeah.
performing
So,
there, doing gigs and stuff, and
so you've been
and
writing for a long time. How a long
oh
time?
yeah.
How long? How long have you been singing? Forever? Since you can remember?
Um, how do I say this without dating myself?
Or?
Um,
Well, you're not older than me, I
I've
don't think. So
literally
go.
been, I've literally been in front of people since I was 7 years old.
Wow.
So, um, yeah, stepped on stage for the first time at 7 years old, and I still laugh about that because my first featured solo had such an auspicious beginning because like a lot of people I started out in the church,
Yeah.
my roots are gospel and contemporary Christian music, and
Nice.
the first show I did was a Christmas musical, and we had a setup and I was supposed to have a solo around the fourth scene, and midway through the second scene in the show, the young lady who was playing the lead, somebody jumped a line during the scene and it threw her off completely and she just
Oh
lost it on the
no.
ear. And we were just all kids at the time, and so they're like, what do we do? Pulled everybody off stage right into the wings, and they look at me and they grab me by the shoulders with two hands. Okay, Lee, you're up. What? You're on. So there I was, right, right on stage
Wow.
for my first solo. But I was bitten and smitten by the performing bug ever since then. So
Wow, that's awesome. So, excuse me just a moment. Folks, I just want to let you know I see that we are having an issue with our chat. I'm not sure why. I can still see your chats on Facebook. Anthony, hello, welcome. Peggy, welcome. Oh my gosh, that's so weird, Lee. This is an old high school friend of mine that just sent me a picture the other day, and I was like, I didn't even remember this picture. That's how long ago high school was for me. I'm so glad you're joining us, Peggy. Thank you so much. And Anthony, I'm so glad you're here. And Mark, so glad you're here. So, folks, please still comment if you would, and I can still see them on Facebook. So go ahead, Anthony. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Lee, go ahead. I've talked to so many people. My brain's like, ugh. Oh, my brain's. So that is a great story. So you've been on stage and singing since you were 7 years old. And what
yes,
what
ma'am.
instruments do you play?
I play guitar, I play harmonica, and I play some percussion.
Wow.
Cool.
3 instruments, Sean. You hear that?
Oh yeah.
I always joke about it because I can't even hardly play one. But I did get a cool thing. I ordered a cool thing. It is a tuner with a capo all together. It's really cool.
Oh
So
yeah.
Nice.
Really?
maybe that'll
Cool.
motivate me to use my two guitars that I have. And I'm not bragging. People have given them to me throughout the years. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. So I'm very man, that's amazing to play that many instruments. I'm very happy, proud of you for that. So could someone say something real quick in the chat because I'm not sure what's going on. Sean, maybe you could go to our YouTube and monitor that, or maybe my husband could. I just don't want to miss anyone. So you've been writing songs for how long, Lee?
I've, well, I've been writing a lot. I've been writing a lot longer than people know me to be writing because I kind of hid that facet
Right.
of my performing. Up until then, I was doing covers. I'm a musical theater actor, so I was doing
Nice.
a lot of musicals and stuff. That's what I went to college for, and so I was mainly just kind of going to auditions and pushing myself, you know, as a performer and doing other
Wow.
people's material and everything. And then, ironically, a friend of mine that I went to the theater department, that I went through the theater department with, she was starting kind of like a motivational project, if you will, of her own.
Uh-huh.
And she was looking for just kind of inspirational stories and stories that could, you know, really pump other people up and encourage them. And so I, you know, I don't usually, up until that point, I hated getting on camera on like the internet and stuff like that, because I've never
Really?
liked how I looked on, you know, camera and stuff. I have my father's very prominent big jaw. I have the jaw, as my friends
No,
say.
but that's a good sign in a man. That's supposed to be a good sign in a man. I don't know. I think I heard that somewhere.
I always worry. You know, I always worry when people see me on screen, it's going to be like Jay Leno coming at them. Like,
Oh,
well,
that was a pretty good impression, by the way. We may have you back as a
but,
comedian. Go ahead.
but my friend Vicky was actually working on a promotional project of her own that she was going to launch online, looking for inspirational, you know, stories. And so I told her on the side about mine, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later.
Right.
And she said, "Would you mind doing like just a little video of yourself talking about that?" And okay, I'll do it. All right.
Really?
You know.
You're like, do I have to? Okay.
So I, you know, I shot that video over to him. Before I know it, that just kind of like unleashed the floodgates, because I'd been writing songs probably around high school when I started picking up the guitar. I started to, you know, write some of my own stuff, but I never really showed it to anybody. I never had the guts to really
Yeah, it's
debut
very
it.
personal, isn't it? You're like, I don't know if it's good enough. I don't know all this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
when
Sorry.
she had me do that little, you know, video for her project where I was just kind of sharing my story with her, one thing led to another. And before I knew it, I was doing my own YouTube channel, and I started doing covers. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put some of my stuff out there and see what happens. So, yeah,
Wow,
I've been kind of writing my own stuff probably since high school, around sophomore,
that is
junior year of high
great. Wow, congratulations. I'm very proud of you. So I have to ask the question. I bet a lot of the people that are watching are asking this or wondering this. Did you ever impersonate Elvis? Because you look so similar.
Actually,
I have to
I don't know where
ask.
you got that idea, man.
I don't know.
I don't know where she got that idea.
Just
That
a
I
thought.
could do that.
I
Yeah,
have to
actually,
ask, Lee.
I
She's
actually,
like,
I actually
thank
have
you.
a
Thank you very much for
show
asking.
that I do on the
Yes.
side. I still pull it up once in a while from time to time, but for quite a while I was doing a tribute show called From Lee to E.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
So I was
That is
doing
so cool.
the gamut from the young Elvis with the, you know, the young stuff like the, well, Lordy, 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 Miss Lordy,
Oh.
you sure look good to me. So I was doing the young stuff and then going, you know, to the older stuff like the Suspicious Minds and,
Uh-huh.
you know, and of
You
course
notice I'm
the
going,
song,
like I'm waiting for the older stuff. No, just kidding.
and of course the song is my wife and I song. We danced our first dance as man and wife to I Can't Help
Oh,
Falling in Love
such a great song.
with
My daughter loves that song. She's like,
Yeah, it's a
you,
great song.
Daddy, you need to learn how to play that. And I was like, okay, I'll go see if I can learn it. Man, the chord changes in that song are just one right after the other. And I was like,
Oh,
gracious.
Wow.
I mean, every phrase is like a new chord.
it
Let
really
me
is.
hold on just a second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask a question because my husband is in the living room watching on the big screen. Brett, can you go to YouTube and monitor the chatting on YouTube? This is better than communicating. This is better than calling him on the phone.
I went,
like,
but I couldn't.
I can't believe she's calling me out on the show. Dang her. He can't say he didn't hear me, right? Wow.
Yeah.
So you did
He
you
said
dress?
okay.
Oh, he did. Did he? No, I didn't see anything. That's I don't know why the chat is not working on there, but it's okay. We can still hear you and we can still see you. Anthony said I can hear you. Thank you, Anthony. That's Anthony Prezio. Do you know who he is?
Oh yeah.
Lee, yeah. Oh my gosh. We were Anthony, we were listening to more of your songs in the car. What is up? Anthony's got so many. I just love them. Oh my gosh. You guys, I guess in New York, there's something in the water because Anthony's in New York too. We have gotten so many talented people out of New York, right, Sean?
Hey Lee, where in New York are you from?
Oh yeah.
Well, I currently reside up in Buffalo, New York, there up north. But I was I was telling Carolyn, I'm actually from a little bitty town, a little ways away from Buffalo, called Youngstown, New York, on the shores of Lake Ontario. A little
Okay.
fishing town. Um,
Well, the reason I asked, my mother was born in Buffalo and grew
Oh
up in.
wow.
She grew up in East Aurora.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah, her daddy was anyway. Yeah, she grew up. They left there when she was about 16, 17 when they came to Texas. Her brother was like 12 years older than her, and he was
Oh wow.
already he had already come to Texas as a geologist. So when her dad died, they came to Texas with her brother. But yeah, she was born in Buffalo and raised in East Aurora.
Okay,
So
well,
it's
I have to
a pretty
interrupt
small
because
world.
I just went to
Oh,
YouTube
way too
myself.
small.
So Nathan Pollock said, "So happy for Lee," and then he said, "Here for my brother from another mother, Lee Stevens, great artist, great friend. Oh, what a great person." And then he said, "I have seen his Elvis act. It's awesome." Thank you, Nathan. What a nice guy. Boy, those words are so little I can barely see them. I need to get a magnifying glass. Thank you for those
That-
kind comments. Kind comments. So I'm going to try to go back and forth. Sean, can you? Well, never mind. I was wondering if you could monitor the Facebook because I don't want to miss anything, Lee.
I
This is
can't.
important.
I
No,
can
you
try.
can't.
I feel bad. You made your husband see this on a big screen.
Come on
Holy
now.
cow, my eyebrows weren't flowing off then.
Oh, come on now. I love it. You look great, by the way. You look great. You know what I was just telling him? It's so funny. I'm sorry, but I got to tell you, I've gained so much weight since I had that foot surgery. It's ridiculous. And I told him, I don't know why I'm worried so much. Nobody can even see anything, but right. And I was like, it doesn't matter what I wear. And you should have seen the look he gave me. Like, don't even think about it. Have a moo on underneath there or something like that. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. I'm multitasking now. I've got it on both places. All right.
If that's
I
how they
got
can
this.
see me, all they're going to see are eyebrows.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Family always gets accused of having the most eyebrows per pound.
That is funny. Well, I got my eyebrows from my dad, not as much as my twin sister did. I got more of my mom's eyebrows, but for real, my twin sister has really thick eyebrows, so I understand. I completely understand. So, Sean, do you have any questions for Lee? I know we.
Oh no, just the one. I mean, I like when he said y'all. This is kind of funny to me when he said Tennessee was down south. I mean, being from Texas, you don't
Yes.
consider Tennessee down south.
I know.
And then just listening to you talk, I'm like, man, and just because that's me, I was like, it'd be real neat to know if he's from New York. Because like I said, I always ask anybody who says they're from New York, I ask them how. You know, because mother always wanted she wanted to take us kids back to East Aurora and see where she grew up and all of that. Of course, that never got to happen, she passed in 2014. But
I know it's sad.
She loved that little town, and I've looked it up on Google Maps and Google World, and I got her on there one day, and I said, "All right, Mom, and she's like, that's my house. That's where I grew up,
Isn't that amazing?
And,
that has to be amazing, especially for the older people. Well, I'm older, but I'm saying especially for the older people to be able to go. I think it's amazing. You can go on there and put in an address and actually see the home, and it's like, that's crazy. It's almost like, and I see on TV where they spot all this weird stuff on Google Earth. I don't know. I just thought I would add that because
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys had a fellow Youngstonian of mine in Texas for many years there. Who grew up in Youngstown just like myself.
Who's that?
A guy by the name of the Moose, Daryl Johnston. Played fullback.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
My husband would be in there going, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Yeah.
I'm like,
well, I remember him. Yeah, running tailback or running back for the Cowboys. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. And like I said, there must be something
from me.
That is so cool. That is really cool. So, so I know that you've written a lot of songs, and tonight we're going to be featuring 3 of those songs. And what I think is awesome, I personally love this because 2 of them are unproduced. They're just raw. They're just basically you with the idea. Here's the song. Excuse me. And then we have
he looks like Elvis.
yeah, the one that says, well, he does look like Elvis.
That's my wife. My wife gets on it.
Okay, where is she at? She said,
she's on Facebook.
She's on Facebook. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay, I'm sure I missed it. So Lee.
I don't mean to stop you, Carolyn, but
no, it's okay.
My mother-in-law has Elvis memorabilia all over I'm gonna wait and hear this conversation when she talks to her mother. But her mama and her daddy loved Elvis so much. The day he died, they flat didn't go to work. They stayed home. Stayed home. I mean, they were that tore up.
And it's Elvis dedication, passed. Really, especially back then. People didn't miss work for stuff.
Yeah, she didn't. Wow. They didn't go to work.
I remember that day. I don't remember it vividly, but I remember sitting on the floor in front of the TV and hearing it. And I was like, "Wow, that's not good." Wow, but I was of course tiny, so tiny. Just this big. I was just a baby. Okay, I wasn't that little, but anyway, I remember it a little bit.
So you can see the side of my man cave wall over here. It's all Elvis memories.
Is it all Elvis? I was just going to ask you that. So if you've impersonated Elvis, that must mean you have Elvis costumes.
Yeah, guilty as charged.
Yeah.
But what I have, because I wanted to.
I can't believe you didn't wear one. First of all, you're like, I'm not Elvis. I am Lee Stevens. I'm not promoting Elvis. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I wanted to do something, a little different. So what I did was I borrowed one of his 50s looks. I have the gold lame jacket, and if you've seen those photos of him where he had, he after a while he ditched the pants because it just got too hard for him to kind of move around.
Yeah.
With the gold lame matching gold lame pants on, so I can get rid of those things. So I have the 50s black dress pants, the white silk tie with the black shirt, and then the gold lame jacket.
Wow.
And then I have the two-tone shoes.
Man, you should take your wife out to dinner like that. I bet she would love that. I don't know if I'm serious, or she'd probably be like, "Oh, really? Do you have to dress like Elvis when we go to dinner?" I'm just kidding. So
Brett says we want him. Brett says we want him on an Elvis costume next time.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. And I shouldn't have. Wait a minute. Let me go back to here. I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to, and I'm not very. What is the word? Multitaskable.
Yeah.
I'm not real multitaskable. Oh, there's YouTube. See, I'm going back and forth. Aren't y'all proud of me? Not too bad for an old lady. Let me see. I don't even know how to get back out of here. But anyway, okay, I went back to Facebook. Brett, make sure you comment where I can see it. All right. So, Sean, do you have any questions for Mr. Lee Stevens?
I had something I was going to ask him, but it doesn't matter. Let's hear one of his songs.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, I know. Let's hear one of his songs.
Okay, so Lee.
I love Sean's speaking voice, by the way. Sean sounds like Chase Atkins to me.
He does. He's got a real. I know.
Like Chase Atkins right
it's kind of weird. It's like I keep wanting to look over there and go, well, excuse me. Yeah. No, I didn't think of who it was, but you're right. He's got that deep, rich country voice. Oh, you should hear his songs. They are deep, rich country, and he writes a lot of great songs. So it does sound like between the three of us, we go, oh. Okay, remind me not to do that again, okay? Don't let me do that again because that does not look good, okay?
Sean and I are gonna end up breaking into some hillbilly bones.
I know. I'm already expecting it. So do you remember that show Aliens? Was it Aliens where what's his name with Will Smith where Men in Black? Remember the alien? I gotta do it. Sorry, remember the alien guy? That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, when his face was all falling off.
I need to quit doing that. I'm going to sit up proper like a proper young lady. Oh my gosh. Cool. So the first song that we are going to feature of Mr. Lee's is called I Want to Love You. And this is not a studio produced song. It's a beautiful song. Lee, tell us a little bit about this song. Tell them a little bit about this song.
Well, with a lot of my songs, I was going to ask any of the songwriters, fellow songwriters who are out there watching tonight, and I hope there are many watching out there, and I hope I can encourage you and you encourage me. Support each other out there because it's a tough road to hold,
Yes.
It sure is.
But I'm curious to know, a lot of songwriters run into what I run into, where sometimes your inspiration for a song isn't one single thing, but it's a combination of things. And for this song, it was a combination of a couple things. One, obviously, the first inspiration is my beautiful wife, Kara. If she's watching, love you, baby.
Hi, Kara. I feel like I know her
She, of
already.
course, the first inspiration for that. The other is a singer songwriter who's one of my personal favorites, contemporary Christian artist by the name of Stephen Chapman.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And Stephen did a song for his wife called "I Will Be There." I don't know if you've heard that before. I've sung it for a couple weddings and stuff, and beautiful
No, I'm
love
sure
song.
that it's beautiful. Yeah.
And his song kind of focuses on, as we get older, together, one day we'll be looking in the mirror. We'll both, have gray hair, and when the hard time comes, I'll be there to hold you up. I'll be there. I'm not just here while we're young and moving and grooving, but I'm going to be here for the long haul. But there's a real emphasis also on marriage that has the Lord smack dab in the middle of it.
Yes.
And I wanted to put out a song like that because there's a lot of wonderful love songs out there, that talk about how this person makes me feel, and you're so beautiful, and the feeling I get when they kiss you, and all those wonderful things. That's great.
Yeah.
But I wanted to put out a different kind of love song because I got thinking about it the day that I wrote this song. I started thinking about it, and I thought, what I want to focus on with this song is I wanted to focus on the compare and contrast that Paul made in First Corinthians, and also I think Philippians, I believe it is, where he drew the contrast and compare of how the husbands are supposed to be like Christ is when it comes to his bride, his church.
Nice.
And how, he cares for us so sacrificially, and he's the ultimate example of how we're supposed to be, with our wives, where we put them first, and put their needs first. And I think, man, I fall so short on that, and I was so fortunate for the first 20 years of my life to have an amazing godly father who lived out an example. And, Dad went home to be with the Lord, quite many years ago, and miss him every day. But I thank God for his example, because he laid that out before me.
Wow.
With how true my mother, because he always, have to forgive me if I get a little choked up.
It's understandable, hon. It really is. I completely understand. I'm the same way.
But he showed me an example. The best thing that you can do for your kids is to love their mama.
And, there you go.
Oh, you almost made me cry, Lee.
Hey, Lee. My daddy told me one time. I don't know. I did something, and I'll get off this. I did something that made my mother mad or something. And this is going to be kind of a funny story, but he was as serious as he could be about it. I made her mad. She was kind of upset. And he said, "Son, come here." He said, "Let me tell you something. That's your mama. I get that, but that's my wife. I loved her before I loved her before I loved you. I love you because I have to. You're my son. But I loved her because I wanted to. Don't mess with her. I'll take you out." And he was just serious. That's the way, that's the way he felt, and that's the way I've tried to feel about. Well, no, that's not the way I've tried. That's the way I feel about my wife. I love my children more than life itself, but I love their mama because I wanted to.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I know
if that sounds weird, but
yeah, well, I know Sean lost his dad at a very young age. He was only 10, I believe. So yeah, we've all lost our dad. So man, to have that kind of influence, no matter how long ago it's been, they laid the foundation for us. And a lot of times we don't even realize it until years and years later when we get older, right? Because we don't necessarily appreciate it when we're younger. We're like, oh, it's just dad, maybe. I'm just not speaking for all of us. But sometimes we don't appreciate the sacrifice that they made until we go through similar situations and we see, wow, or when we have kids of our own is when it really hits home. So what were you saying, Lee? We both interrupted you. I'm so sorry about your dad.
No, you guys were contributing to it.
Yeah.
The way I see it. No, but I'm just saying, he laid out such an example for me, and it's like, just looking at the word, and going over the word, as I was writing the song, I'm like, man, I fall so short on the kind of example I want to be. as a husband to my wife. There are so many days where I am cranky and I'm thinking about me and thinking about what I want to do. And, oh, I wanted some time over here to do some songwriting, or I wanted some time to do some stupid thing over here,
Yeah.
here, whatever, and thinking about my free time and what, and it's like, what am I doing? I've got to give her some downtime, because she makes her living as a substitute teacher, and she's a gifted teacher.
I bet.
I tried to do that for a while. I was certified as a kindergarten and first grade teacher for a while.
Really? That's what I wanted to do, but I never.
Not my calling.
Really?
It's not my calling.
I think it definitely takes a special person. I mean, I completely believe that, honestly. I mean, I went to school, started going to school to be a kindergarten teacher too, but I never made it. But I think I would still love it, but I don't know. I think because I've gotten older, I don't know if my patience would hold up.
I might have would have wanted to be an ag teacher or a welding teacher or something like that, but
yeah, you'd be great at that. I just have a feeling, because you're very relatable to the kids.
Yeah, but I don't have the patience. I mean, it would be people's elbow right quick, man. I don't have the patience.
Absolutely. Wow. So it wasn't for you, huh? Yeah, it's definitely. I know. I have so much respect. I have 2 teachers in my family. And I have so much respect for them. One of them retired after 30 something years. She said, you know what? I did as long as I could. And she was teaching first grade for all those years. But the kids are different now. Everything changes as society rolls along. It's just a lot different. So this first song is about a way that you want to love her different. And it's called I Want to Love You. I
hope I can encourage, other husbands who pick up this song.
Yes.
To really think about that and to aim for the same thing, because I believe that's what the Lord wants all of us, who are blessed enough to be called husbands, to aim for.
Yes. Did you hear that, Brett, in the big living room? I'm sorry, Lee. I could not. I have to say it. He's just right there. He's such a great guy. I'm just joking. We have to joke around on this show, Lee. And if I get too serious, then I literally, everybody knows by now, I start crying, and I usually cry at least once every show. I usually cry or get close to it anyway. Oh my goodness. I'm really excited to hear this song. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this song is not produced. This is just your raw talent. And you're playing guitar in this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are you ready to play it? You ready for me to play it?
Oh boy.
A little nervous. So this is called I Want to Love You. I can't wait. By our very dear friend, and I do consider you a friend. You're such a great guy, and I mean that with all my heart. Here is Lee Stevens. You're welcome. You're just such a kind, good-hearted person, God-fearing. You always just lift me up, no matter what. If I see I have to say that. I've been talking about Lee ever since you said your first message, because you're just so kind and so supportive. And I mean that. That means so much to me. Not that everyone is not, but you have a beautiful way with words. I mean, you should maybe even pursue other things like speaking or preaching, or you already were doing. I'm just saying, you have a gift. You really do, Lee. I mean that. So let's hear this song, I Want to Love You, by our very own, our dear friend, Mr. Lee Stevens. Here we go.
I want to love you like he loves us. I wanna care like he cares. When I see you have a burden, I wanna carry it like he would. I wanna be the man you dreamed of, the man I'm called to be. So this is my prayer, my love, to God's ear from me. Sometimes I get so lost inside my wants, my needs, my dreams. Sometimes I miss what's there right in front of me. I want to step outside my selfishness. I want to show you just how much I care. So listen closely, darling, to my heartfelt prayer, 'cause I want to love you like he loves us. I wanna care just like he cares. When I see you have a burden, I wanna carry it like he would. I wanna be the man you dreamed of, the man I'm called to be. So this is my prayer, my love, to God's ear from me. Wanna be the man he designed for you, like the word says, patient and kind, seeking always for your best, my love. For I think of mine, I know I've stumbled on this path to get there. Mistakes I made a few, so I renew my vow to you, my love. This is what I wanna do. Oh, I wanna love you like he loves us. I wanna care like he cares. When I see you have a burden, I wanna carry it like he would. Wanna be the man you dreamed of, the man I'm called to be. So this is my prayer, my love, to God's ear from me. I wanna be the arms to hold you when you're scared, the shoulder when you cry. Wanna be the one you wanna see when you close your eyes tonight. Wanna really step outside myself, get rid of all this foolish pride, and simply just care for you, my love, just like he cares for his bride. And I wanna love you like he loves us. I wanna care just like he cares. When I see you have a burden, wanna carry it like he would. Wanna be the man you dreamed of, man I'm called to be. So this is my prayer, my love, to God's ear from me. So this is my prayer, my love, to God's ear from me.
All right, Lee, that was so
man.
beautiful.
Yes, sir.
I love that. That was so beautiful. I mean, really
Thank you
beautiful.
very much.
Man, the words of that are just gorgeous. I loved that
Mhm.
song. Sean, what did you think about that? I know we're not here to critique
Yeah.
at all, but I
No,
just
no,
love
no,
getting
no,
everybody's
no.
reaction to it.
You
By
know
the way,
me.
hearts are flying. Hearts are flying on Facebook.
Yeah.
They really are.
Oh, God bless everybody out there. Thank you so much.
Oh,
You
you're
know,
welcome.
you know me, Carolyn. I mean,
I know.
I
Sean
ride.
loves a good love song. He loves good
Yeah, I mean,
songs.
Linda tells me all the time, you got to quit writing songs about your wife, man. But I'm like, when you got, when you got good material, what do? You write songs
Oh,
about
that's a
it. You know.
Sean, you little dog. I love it. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, your wife is so great. She's on here just sending hearts galore for you, Mr.
Oh,
Lee. I
she.
love it. I
Oh, yeah,
love it.
man.
We also have Jerry Bradley on here. We have Sylvia Garza. I'm trying to see. I know we had Linda. I can't see all of them. I'm sorry because my phone is tiny. The words are so tiny. But I love that song. I really love that.
Very
When
much.
do you plan on going to a studio and recording that one eventually?
I hope so, because right now, I mean, to be dead honest with you, I'm a performer looking for a producer. That's
No,
what I'm
I
looking
Hey,
for.
understand.
I'm looking
hey,
for, you know.
I'm right there.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? That seems to be what a lot of songwriters are needing. Well, to me, now I don't know if you're in the same boat, and I'm not going to ask you specifically, but this is what I'm seeing from almost every single singer songwriter we've had on the show. Would you agree with this, Sean? That everyone we've had on here, they've written a song. They're like, this is a great song. Now I need somebody to produce it. I either don't have the time or I don't have the money. Or I don't have the money. I have the time, but I don't have the money for some reason. Or then I have the money, but I don't have the time. Do you run into that too, Lee?
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
and with
gosh.
and with me, starting from the ground up. I mean, I've never been one of these people who knows this person, who knows that person, who knows
Yeah,
this, you know.
I
So, and a
know.
lot of times it's who or at least making that first connection. But for me, in terms of networking and connections, I want to network with the right kind of people.
Yes. No,
Man.
And
absolutely. And yeah, absolutely. And we've been so blessed. I know you've watched a lot of our shows. Thank God. Thank you for that, by the way, Lee.
oh, my
As much
pleasure.
as you can. We have had some tremendous people on here and they just keep coming. We have been beyond blessed. And my vision for Carolyn's Corner, and I don't know if it's going to come to be. I figure whatever God it plans, honestly, whatever he has figured, because I know he's got a big plan. I just don't know where we're going.
Mhm.
My vision for this is to eventually come together as a big unit and be able to say, hey, this is Carolyn's Corner. What do you need help with? You know what I mean? Can you imagine?
Absolutely.
Can you
Yeah, we
imagine
got
how
Oh
great
yeah.
that would be? Gosh, that would be great.
you gotta get rid of phrases like I don't know if this could be. Don't put them in a
Yes.
box
That's true. That's true
because
because he's already done so many amazing things. And it blows my mind. I'm telling my husband all the time, like, this is crazy. This is amazing. Because, and I'm going to tell my story again, because all these years, here's my little songs that I've written. I'm like, hey, these are good songs. I really believe in my songs. But
yep.
oh, I don't have the money to do this. I don't have the time to do this. Nobody likes them. Well, this is literally what I did. I think God requires us to take a step in the direction we want to go and then let go of the
Absolutely.
reins. It's almost like,
Well, it's just like the old adage, somebody said they're going, God,
yes,
let me win the lottery. Let me win the lottery. Let me win the lottery. And then one day you hear big boys, buy a ticket.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
You
true.
know.
It's true. And no, that's very true. And
No.
with me, I had never taken that step, even if because in my mind, the step was, okay, I need to get these because I don't play music for free. And, that's a big deal. And we have a lot of just lyricists that have been on here already. And I think it's great. I mean, it's really great because I can relate. I don't play music, but it's a good song. You know what I mean? And I finally took that step. That's really what I believe in my heart. It's like God spoke to me and said, you took that step. So now I'm going to just keep going. Don't stop. So I tell Brett, whatever we're leading, whatever this is he's leading us towards, I just have a good feeling that it's already been
I,
epic
I
beyond
think so too.
yeah.
I
You know what
think
I
so
mean?
too. And it's like my dad. My dad was. He was very quiet, but he was very bold when it came to the Lord. And,
Yeah.
he was always sitting me down, sharing things from the word and saying, oh, I got to tell you, what he shared with me today. And okay, but he would always tell me again and again, it's faith from beginning to end, get
Yeah.
that through your head, kid. It's, faith from beginning to end. And I see that now, as a father and a husband myself. I'm like, okay, Dad, I finally
Yeah.
get it.
Isn't it weird? It's really weird, but to me it is because I've always known that, but it's like I never saw it really. And now it's like I see it and I tell my husband,
Yeah.
there's no doubting. There's no question. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like people say, how did you get this person on there? I said, I just say, I guess we're blessed because I don't, you know what I mean? They're just,
well,
all these great people are just coming into our past and joining us that's why I say it's our family. Literally we're making this big family. And that's what I kind of see. Whether I'm right, I don't know, but whatever he's got planned, he's doing it, So
Yeah.
what were you going to say, Sean?
well, I just would reiterate a little bit what Lee was saying there. You got to have faith in those doors that get open for you, and you've got to be willing to take that leap of faith and step through those doors.
Yes.
No matter if and you have to start being able to recognize those doors and recognize where your gifts have been coming from. Like my song, and I know I bring this up all the time.
I know it's amazing.
I'm
It's
sorry.
an amazing story,
my
though.
my one song, Guitar in My Hand. My dad wasn't a musician, and according to my mother, he couldn't carry a tune in the bucket when he tried to sing.
I
But
love that saying.
he loved music. And the day I saw him dancing to a Hank Williams Senior record in the living room and whooping and an Elvis song was the one I really saw him. He'd pick a broom up, man, and I mean he'd wear that broom
Like it was
out,
like it was a guitar.
like it was a guitar, you know.
That is the best memory. God, I love that memory.
And then, like I say, so as I'm, you know, at 8, 9, 10 years old, or whenever it was I saw him, I didn't think, no, my dad's lost his mind.
Yeah.
But now at my age, I'm like, it's just as my song says, Daddy gave me a gift that day because he gave me the love for wanting to play a guitar for real. You know, so it was the gift. That was a gift he gave me, whether he realized it or I realized it.
Yeah.
And this is the older I've gotten, you know, we are all interconnected and brought together for a reason. Now, it may be one little word you say to a person that you talk to for 10 minutes. You know, people come in and out of our lives, the ones that are meant to stay. They do their jobs while they're there with you, and then either they stay or they move on. But everybody has a purpose for interacting and talking, you know. And I mean, I just truly believe that.
Yeah, me too. And it goes back to our quilt analogy. And my friend years ago told me that. And I've said this so many times on the show. And now it's like my friend years ago said life is like a giant quilt where each square, you know, you have the squares of the quilt and they all connect. And you may meet somebody way over here on this corner of the quilt, but you know, God has his reason for putting them on your quilt. And eventually you're going to line up when it's the time is right. And so I'm glad that you became a square in our quilt. That's so cool. I never thought of that. Now we have, that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a giant quilt. Oh my gosh. When am I going to have time? I don't know.
Well, and that's the other thing, you know.
I love that analogy because my wife quilts. So I love that.
See, Lee, I tell you what, that's, that is so cool. Well, Sean was just telling us last night that he's got a potential new gig at a theater. And it's funny because Paul, we were talking to Paul about writing a screenplay. And I know you have experience in Broadway and in musicals and whatever. So I'm like, it's so cool. I mean, I know it's because we're all in the music business, but I just think it's really cool because in the scheme of things, we're a small group of people. You know what I mean? And for us to have that many coincidences, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. I can't say the word either. So so your next song that we are going to feature, I could talk about this all day. Lee's like, wait a minute, I thought this was about me. I'm sorry, Lee. I dropped my pen top again. Hold on.
Look at throw to the floor.
Yes.
No, Lee, man, one of the biggest things I'm finding out, especially from Carolyn's corner, is that, I mean, I've kind of had to hint and known this, but you really kind of get it more in your face. People are not as different as we all like to try to believe we are. I mean, we all here we are, three of us. All three of us lost our dad. You know, you and me never met. Here we are, lost our dad. I was 10 when my pops died. He was 35. Yeah. And at 10 years old and him being 35, I thought he was an old man. Yeah. 35 came and went.
Isn't that weird? That is really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that is a perfect segue, and Sean does not even know that he just made the perfect. Because this next song is called.
I was thinking the same thing.
This is so weird. See, he had no idea. He don't know what your songs are, okay, Lee? So, Sean, this next song is another song that Lee wrote, and it's called "You Can't Get It Back." And I love this song too. I really, really do. Wait till you hear it. It's so good. Tell us a little bit about this song.
Well, like I said before with the first song, a lot of times he's first of all, I got to give the Lord credit for all my songs that, they firstly come from him.
Amen. Yeah, that's nice.
And just giving me the experiences throughout the day where all of a sudden something happens, I grab my notepad and go, oh yeah, I got to keep that one. Yeah. But as I said before, a lot of times the songs come to me because of a combination of inspiration. So, I mean, of course, the first inspiration of this was my daughter. And as I said,
you're getting a lot of love, by the way, on Facebook. Go ahead, keep talking. Hearts are just flying.
She's going to be 10 in May, on May 1st, May Day. But,
that's so cool. Very soon. Oh my gosh, you're going to be a double-digit dad.
Which is appropriate because she's God's saving grace for my wife and I. So,
right.
You know, so that's perfect that she made that. And also, too, my wife and I, the Elvis connection again. May 1st was the wedding anniversary for Elvis and Priscilla. So, you know,
No way. That's pretty crazy. I mean,
yeah.
coincidence? I don't know.
So,
Hi, Sarah.
you know,
Hi,
that connection,
Colette.
but my little girl, Gracelyn Lorraine.
I'll be there.
What is her name again? Gracie Lorraine.
Gracelyn Lorraine.
Oh,
Gracelyn
perfect.
Lorraine.
Okay, hold on
Yeah.
just a second. I want to say hello to Amanda. I miss you too, sweetheart. Sarah, I want to make sure I mention everyone. That's all I can see right now. Oh, Colette. I miss seeing you guys too. Go ahead. I've got to shout out to my friends. They're so important. Life is so
Absolutely.
Yeah,
life is so
Lee, my wife said, "Welcome to the flock." That's what she
Yeah,
tells everybody.
that's pretty much a truth. Now you're
Welcome to
part of
the
the
flock.
flock.
Yeah.
Sounds good
Let me
to
see. I got to find a job for Lee. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead. That's what I feel like. I need to like check. Lee, your job is going to be check. Go ahead. That's what we really should do, Sean. We should start sending that. We need to start this going. Go ahead. I got all these ideas in my head.
But my little girl Gracelyn, yeah, Elvis is part of that name
goodness.
too, because her name is Gracelynn. So
That's
it's supposed
so
to sound
beautiful.
like Graceland. It is supposed to sound like that, but we've actually had receptionists when I've called doctor's office. Okay, her name is Graceland. No, not Graceland. It's Gracelyn.
Oh, that is so cool.
She gets her name from her. She gets her first name from her name's kind of an amalgamation of several names from the family. Grace from her great grandmother Grace, who was a very godly, strong woman on my wife's side. And then Lynn, of course, is my wife's middle name. She's Carolyn.
Perfect.
And then Lorraine happens to be the first name of both her maternal great grandmother and her paternal great grandfather on my wife's side. Both have the first name Lorraine. So
that's amazing.
My 18-year-old daughter, her middle name is Lynn. Her name is Julie Lynn.
Wow,
that's great.
My name is Carolyn. It's kind of the same. I've been called Carolyn a lot and Carolyn, but it's not. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. If I don't laugh and joke, something's wrong with me, Lee. I'm just letting you know, okay? If I'm ever really quiet and really serious, you better check on me. You better send somebody.
Well, I got to tell you something. You and your colleagues on the show. One of the things I love when I tune in is you all have the most contagious laughs.
Aww.
I mean, you start laughing and it's like I'm gone. I mean, anybody that walks into that room is going to be gone as soon as you start laughing.
Oh my gosh, that is so sweet. Well, let me read you what Linda said. You are so sweet, Lee. Linda said, "We have a Julie Lynn that is so talented, like her father musically, and when she opens her mouth, her mama flies out." Oh.
That's
she got
the truth,
both words, Linda. That's so great.
That's the truth, man.
Wow, that is so
little
awesome.
Linda.
Yeah, little Linda. Oh my gosh. Go ahead, Lee. I'm sorry. We had to interrupt again. Go ahead. I have to make sure you hear the comments, because to me, I love being able to interact with people, even though our chat is not working on Restream for whatever reason, but I love it. Thank you, Linda, for that. You're so funny. Okay, go ahead. What were you saying before I so rudely interrupted? I don't remember. Oh, that's your daughter.
Talking about his daughter, yeah.
Yes, of course. Yeah, and apparently she is. I can just tell she is the apple of Daddy's eye. I bet she's got you wrapped around her finger, right?
Well, the funny thing is she, if you want, we never have her, online, because with me going after such a public thing like like this career and stuff, I want both my wife and I want her to have her anonymity and be able to have just a normal life, because to me there's nothing sweeter than when I walk down the street or I walk across the schoolyard to pick her up and I see kids just being kids, just enjoying their child.
Oh, that is so great. That is so great.
So we wanted her to have that anonymity.
Yeah.
But if you're wondering what she looks like, the funny thing is my wife, you kind of see what I look like.
Yeah.
But my wife has blonde hair and light blue eyes.
Oh, I bet she's gorgeous. I know she is.
She's
Yeah.
probably going like this right now. She's
I know
watching
she's
this
probably
because
so
I brag
mad at
about
you.
it.
Hey, Lee, don't worry, Lee. I married way out of my league too.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's true, man. I definitely married.
Yeah,
Definitely
she's
married.
gonna beat you up after the show. She's like, "Really? You told him what I look like?"
But
Oh, I,
our daughter, she got all my coloring.
so she's
She got
very
my
because you're
tan
tan
skin.
according to what I'm seeing.
Yeah, she got my tan skin, my dark hair, my light eyes, because I'm half Native American Indian.
Wow. So she
um,
has dark hair, blue eyes. That's what my daddy had. My daddy
she
had
has
dark hair and blue
she has
eyes.
dark hair, green eyes like I do.
Oh my
but,
God.
But her eye shape and the shape of her features on her face, it's like somebody took her mama's face and gave her mama a dark wig. And my
Wow.
skin color.
Well,
I
it
thank the
sounds.
Lord for that, because that's why my daughter's beautiful, because she looks like her mama.
Wow. Well, then in that case, you better. You know, my dad used to say, "You better get the shotgun ready. You're gonna need it when all these boys come chasing her to the house." Oh my gosh, I know she's
Believe me,
gorgeous.
I was cleaning my 8-pound sledgehammer that I work out with, cleaning that the other day in the garage. I'm
You're
getting
like,
that ready.
"You want to date my daughter, huh? Do you?" Oh my
I was
God.
it was so funny. I've actually we've been pretty strict with Julie about dating and all that. I mean, because Julie is like her mama.
Yeah.
She's kept that thumb on that head
She already
about
knows.
dating
She's
and all
like,
that. So anyway,
my daughter's just like me. Oh, poor girl.
the other night I met her boyfriend for the first time, and now, this is a daddy thing. I was just, it was on the tip of my tongue. I said, "Look here, boy, I don't mind going back to jail."
and with your deep voice, I bet he's like, "Yes, sir. Yes." Go have him come over. I'm sorry. Oh, hi. I was just cleaning my gun. It's like that.
Rodney Atkins
Rodney Atkins song.
he's got
Yeah.
cleaning my
That's
gun.
that's what I was thinking. So
Yeah.
let's play this song because I know everybody's gonna love it. And this is another one, I'm letting people know that this is one that you're just singing, just raw talent with your guitar, and it's not produced, but it may be at some time, right? Is that how you would describe it? I love it. It's such a beautiful song.
As I was saying, though, Gracie, of course, inspired it. But the other thing that inspired it too.
Oh, take your time. We have plenty of time.
Was that I'm a big Garth Brooks fan.
I was just thinking. Get out of my head.
GB, he had retired for a while so he could be a dad.
Yes,
so I'm putting my girls first, and I really admired that about him.
I was just gonna tell you about that. I'm not kidding. I really was. I was like that Garth Brooks did. Okay, go ahead.
And at the time, I wasn't even married yet. And
wow.
When he retired, and then years later, here I am, a husband, and then blessed to be a father, and I was watching like a documentary type thing with him on it.
We've watched the same one, I think, on Netflix. Yeah, it was a really good one too.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, there's a real point
to
Matthew. And then on top of that, this might surprise you because I like all kinds of music. I probably like somebody in almost in every genre.
Nice.
And the other thing that hit me was I just finished the song. I was putting the finishing touches on it, and I happened to pick up a book I was looking at, and I was reading an interview by Bruce Springsteen. I'm a big fan of The Boss as well.
Nice.
And I struggled for a while, and I admit it too. I'm just dead honest. I struggled with that thing you get in as a songwriter when you're balancing that and performing, and you're balancing out family life, and sometimes your kids calling you daddy, or your wife needs something, and you're like, oh wait a minute, I got this great line and I don't want to lose it, and you get your priorities mixed up a little bit.
It's so easy to do,
and I stumbled in that area too. I'm the first to admit it. And I was reading an interview with Bruce, and he said, here's the thing. He said, because he used to run into that, and he said he learned the song will always be there, but your family life gone in an instant, when they grow up.
So true.
And that really hit me, and I thought, what, I'm going in the right direction with this song. So that's where this song came from, is that realization, and also enjoying each stage that she's in rather than lamenting it. I joke around and clutch my chest when I mention that she's 10, but in all honesty, I'm enjoying each stage. And funny enough, my wife's longtime hairdresser told her, they were talking about this exact thing, and her hairdresser, my wife didn't even know I was writing this song when she was having this conversation, but the hairdresser said to her, just enjoy every stage that she's at, honey. And I was like, when my wife told me that, I was like, okay, all right.
Wow.
This song's
in terms of stages, I like that. I like that a lot. I never thought of that. Go ahead, Sean.
About what he talks, he talks about the Trace Adkins.
Hi, Daniel.
He's got a song called "You're Gonna Miss This."
I love that song. Oh my God, that's such a good song.
You're
gonna want this back. Oh, I love that song so much. It makes me cry. It is a beautiful song. I always think, did he write that? You know what I mean? Because so many songs like that, I talk about that all the time. I always want to know, did that artist write that? Because he sings it with such passion. So Linda said the key is to learn how to prioritize. Everything else will work itself out. Very true, Linda. Very well said. So are you ready to play the song? Are you ready for me to play the song? Or do you want to talk about it some more? All right. So this song is called You Can't Get It Back. I always like to look and make sure I'm saying the proper title, by Mr. Lee Stevens. I'm excited to hear this. Y'all are going to love it. Listen close to these words. They're very beautiful. Here we go. You can't get it back.
From crowing to talking, crawling to walking, darling, I've loved it all. And precious moments holding your sweet little hand in mine. Well, I hold them close and oh so dear. One thing is coming up crystal clear. The wheels of time are moving way too fast, and that's just one of life's cruelest facts. So I take not a moment for granted, 'cause I tell you, you can't get them back. Remember the first time I played for you on my guitar? It's imprinted on my brain. Or that time with pride and a sweet little smile you held up the picture you made. More precious memories locked inside this heart's vault. I wish I could find a way to bring time to a halt. 'Cause the wheels of time, they're turning way too fast. And that's just one of life's cruelest facts. So I take not a moment for granted, 'cause I tell you, you can't get them back. So hold your babies, whether they're 1 or 21. Don't spend your life regretting all the things you might have done. 'Cause the wheels of time are moving way too fast, and that's just one of life's cruelest facts. So I take not a moment for granted, 'cause I tell you, you can't get them back. Be thankful for what you have, 'cause I tell you, you can't get them back.
Wow. Lee, I love that song. I think it's so beautiful and so true. You cannot get those moments back. I love that. So I went on YouTube. My poor husband, he's been going back and forth between YouTube and Facebook. There is someone on there by the name of Liz, Lis. Do you know them?
Lis?
Yes.
Is.
It may just be someone that was coming through, maybe, which is really great because we're set to public, so anybody can come on. So I have a cousin
Liz, but she's Liz, short for Elizabeth.
So thank you so much, Liz. I guess it's pronounced Liz. Maybe it's pronounced Liz. I'm not sure. Hi, Sean. Welcome back. So I want to tell
Sorry.
you a couple of things that she said. She said this is earlier. She said that's awesome about your dad showing excellent examples of loving your mamas. And then she said this right after the first song. She said this is beautifully written song. I love the lyrics. And then Brett, my husband from the living room on the big screen, said this. He said, we need him to make a weekly quote with his elegant words to post on every
Oh
show.
my goodness.
Great idea, Brett. No pressure,
Oh
but that
my
is a
goodness.
really good idea because you really are great with words, honestly, and a great songwriter. Gosh, I
It's
love that
very
song.
sweet of you.
Oh, I mean that.
You
I
know,
think it's so beautiful.
it's so humbling to hear, you know, people say things like that about, you know, your eloquent words and stuff, because I don't consider myself, you know, a great speaker, and you know, as I stutter there, you know, yeah, but yeah. But you know, I've also made the mistake in the past of you know, when I've been doing
Mama.
you know, something in the Christian circles.
Right.
I made the mistake in the past where, you know, I've said to the, you know, the Lord has said to me, you know, I'd like you to say something before you start to sing. I want you to share this with the people. And I go, oh, whoa, yeah, I'm not a preacher, you know.
Yeah.
Wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
Because, you know, before you know it, he's going to have you up there with a microphone and the book open.
Yeah.
Going,
And let me just say,
you know,
you don't have to be a preacher to touch people with your kindness and your love and your genuine words. I mean that. And I've been saying that since I don't know, almost, you had me literally crying one day. And I mean, literally, I was like, man, Brett, I don't even remember which thing it was. I literally was crying. And I said, Brett, how can somebody that I don't even know say such kind things about me? I am just so about our show, not about me. I don't mean to be like that, but I was just so touched. I don't even remember what, I wish I had it with me. I should have printed it out, but I would start crying again. Just beautifully written and encouraging. That's what I love. You're very encouraging. And
well, thank you
God,
very much.
that means a lot to me. It really, really does, because a lot, you know, on our show, we're always talking about every week. I try to promote kindness and love. And, you know, that's what it's all about, really.
Absolutely.
If, you know, if we can do anything to lift each other up, even if it's just a kind word, you know, if we can do something physical, then do it. But if not, if it's a kind word, you know, man, isn't it true? You know, words can make or break you. You know, you never know what someone is going through or what they're dealing with. Gosh, we all deal with so much, right, Lee? I mean, it's true.
I think, you know, one of the biggest, you know, I call it a mythological cliche that we all hear from the time we're itty bitty kids, you know, till now. And I think it's one of the biggest myths that we could tell our kids is that whole silly saying about sticks and stones can break my bones, but names can never hurt me. You know,
we should
you
never
find
tell.
out when you're older that's, you know, a crock and a half.
Isn't that true?
Words can damage like you wouldn't believe.
Words can damage a lot more than a fist or a hand a lot of times. Yeah, because mental oh yeah, I can't even go there because I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. But yeah, the words can really, really hurt you. And we have to.
I see the cruelty that goes on, you know, online and stuff, especially.
I know.
You know,
it makes me
worry
sick.
about
It really
what my
does.
daughter's going to have to deal with this whole crazy social media world that we live in now. But
I know, because look how bad it is right now, and she's only 10. That's literally what I think about my grandson, who's only 5. I think about that too. I do, and I'm like, God, what is the world going to be like, you know, when he's old? And oh my God, it's really scary. We just have to prepare them the best we can and pray over them. And I just, and try to teach them, you know, I think one of the things is we have to try to teach them that people's words, you know, they, although they are important, they do not dictate who we are in life. They have no bearing on our lives. You know what I mean? The only one that matters is God. Really, God and family. If they, you know, they're the truth. So let me see. Linda said words are like squeezing toothpaste out of the tube. Once you say you can't take it back or put it back in the tube of toothpaste. That's a good analogy, Linda. Yeah. I like the way she said, hello, husband, from the front room.
I
can't wait to meet her.
I was going to say, I thought she was talking to me. This
yeah, she said, not you, Carolyn's husband.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Man, that's awesome, Lee. And I really do
Well,
mean that.
that's why I said earlier, y'all, you cross paths with people. Everybody you cross, I mean, like I said, you may be in their life for nanoseconds, but be
Yeah.
careful what you say and do, because even just like in part, get out of my way, bum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You
People say
know,
stuff. Yeah,
I
I
mean
know.
that you could destroy somebody. I mean,
You really could.
you just
Because you don't know
got to
what
be
they're going
careful.
through at that moment or
That's
whatever. It
right.
could be the smallest little thing. One time, and I'll never forget this, years ago, when my babies were little, I had a stroller and I was going to the mall, and I didn't like going to the mall because I had to get something and I had to go to the mall for whatever reason in Corpus Christi. And I'll never forget, I walked up to the door. Actually, I was using a double stroller because both the kids were little, right? I have a boy and a girl. And I got up to the door and there was another lady in front of me. And she opened the door and she turned around and looked at me. She said, "I guess you expect me to open the door for you, don't you?" And to this day, I've never forgotten that. And I thought,
Wow.
Oh yeah.
how horrible, and I said, "No, of course I don't expect you to." You know what I mean? I just was shocked. I'm like, I'll never forget that. I thought, God, what has she been going
Unbelievable.
through?
Yeah.
Because she was also of a different ethnic, than I was. Here I am, a white lady, and I never compare. You know what I mean? I'm the furthest from racist of anyone I know, and that's the truth. So for her to assume that I was racist or whatever her reasons for saying that, but God, to this day, I still remember that day like it was yesterday because it
Sure.
just shocked me. I was like, why would she assume that I think, oh, it just made me so upset. It really did. And it still bothers me to this day. But, I went on, I just kept going about, but I stuck in my mind. God, my kids are 30 now. That's been that long ago. They were babies. So it's still in there. That's how, that little sentence she said affected me, because it made me think, well, I don't know why she would think that, because I sure don't feel like I'm entitled to anything. That's for sure. If it was opposite, I would open the door, not. So anyway, but yeah, words can definitely hurt you. So, we've got plenty of time, but I know you have another song, and I'm really excited about this song. So this song is called, well, I'm excited about all of them. This one's called I'm Not Alone. And I love the title because I wrote a song, and maybe you're the one that's supposed to help me with it, Lee. I don't know. But it's called Still There. And it's about no matter what we go through in life, God is still there. We just have to
Amen.
reach out to him. He's still there. Don't,
Amen.
gosh, and it's like, it's hard because some people think, well, I don't even know. I'm just assuming, but that's what I visualize for this song. It's like, well, I've done too much. He's not going to be there for me. He's not going to be there for me. If he was only there for it's like, yes, he is. How do you get that through to people? Yes, he is. Believe it or not, you've done all that. He's still there. He's still there.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
Amen.
So I'm not alone. I'm really excited to hear this song. Tell them a little bit about this song, Lee.
Well, this song, I tell you what, for me personally, it's the blessing that keeps on giving, because I did not expect what has happened, with this song. A dear friend of mine who's a longtime collaborator, who also, by the way, was one of many conspirators getting my wife and I together. Because he went to high school with me.
Hi, Tanya.
He's a longtime music collaborator of mine. Hi, Tommy. If you're out there watching, Tommy.
It's Tanya. Wait a minute. I'm trying to wave, but my hand's not. Okay, there. Go ahead.
He went to high school, with me, and we started, collaborating and, won a series of talent shows and stuff together.
Nice.
He's a gifted pianist, composer, arranger. He's amazing.
Wow.
Where was I going with that? Yeah, he and I collaborated on my previous album that I released before this song, called Broadway and Beyond, which was a labor of love. We both love musical theater.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he produces, musical theater stuff. He does a lot of conducting from the pit, and stuff like that. So we put this together. We had, it was a real education in copywriting and everything like that. But little did I know where this would all lead me. We got to work with copywriting with all these different publishing companies in New York City and everything. And I even, had some surprise phone calls from one of the people whose songs I was doing for the album, Alan Menken. I don't know if you're familiar with that name, but Alan Menken is the gentleman that wrote all the music for The Little Mermaid, He wrote the music for Beauty and the Beast, both the animated film version and the Broadway version.
Wow.
You
He
know,
gave
a
you a
lot of
call?
those.
This guy called you?
Well, I had to get in touch with his
Wow.
management, you know, company and stuff to
Look
get
at you.
permission to do a song from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call one day at the house, and I picked up the phone, and this woman said, "Is this Lee Stevens?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And it was the secretary and she said, "This is Alan Menken's secretary, blah, blah, blah. He'd like to speak with you for a moment. He's just interested in what you want to do with the song." And I'm like, okay. So, so I took the call. The nicest guy, talked to him for
I
a couple
bet,
of
yeah.
you know, phone. And it's so nice. Next thing I knew, I got a, you know, package with the contract saying, "Go ahead, use my song." But also there was another note in there saying, "If you want anything else from my catalog, just send a note to my secretary. It's yours to use." You know.
What?
So,
Wow.
Oh.
So I got a question. I'm going to interrupt you again. Okay. And you don't have to give specifics. I'm bad about this because inquiry minds want to know.
Mhm.
When you're using someone's song for that, it's copywritten material. They own the copyright. Do you then
Yep.
have to pay them royalties, or is it after the fact? Because they're going to get performance royalties out of that, correct?
Yeah, they get. You have to pay. I forget. It's a very small, unfortunately small, you know, percentage.
Is it?
But
I
yeah,
figured
but
it would be
there's a
some
Yeah,
huge lump
percentage
sum.
that they,
I think
you know,
I
that
think
they
it's
get.
like I think it works out to, now I may be wrong, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Lee. I think it works out to about, you wind up paying like $100 a song.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah, like you said,
I forget what it was now.
I guess
But
I always thought that if you wanted to do someone else's songs, and I've always wondered about that, you know, because basically that's
yeah,
what you're doing. You're performing their songs.
yeah.
Wow.
yeah. So
Go
Well,
ahead.
that's
we
Go
why.
ahead.
had done that Broadway album, and that got picked up. That got picked up for some radio play.
Yay.
One of the songs that I did that came from Jekyll and the musical Jekyll and Hyde, called "This Is the Moment." I don't know if you know. This is the moment.
Yes, yes.
That got some radio play, as well as a couple other songs, and
Wow.
you know, so that was really cool. Got some play on the international independent radio, some of the independent international radio stations on the Sirius XM whole thing there. And you know, but that was that. And you know, I'd been trying all kinds of things. Like I said, I hid my songwriting thing for years, and I was doing, you know, cover stuff. And then I decided, you know, like I told you earlier, how that came about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just start putting my stuff out there. And I did a very rough version of "I'm Not Alone" on my YouTube channel one night, and an independent record label from Nashville saw it, and they really liked the vocals. They'd listened to a couple of my covers, and they hadn't seen that
Wow.
song
That does
yet.
not happen to people, Lee.
Yeah, they
Are
saw
you
a
serious?
couple
Wow.
of my covers, and they got in touch with me, and they said, "Do you have any original stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, I got a couple songs I can float you." "Sure." Okay. So I floated them this rough version of "I'm Not Alone" that I did on my YouTube channel. I floated them the link. And the next thing I know, I was getting an offer and setting up a one-shot deal with them, where I was flying out, you know, to Nashville, Tennessee, to lay down the tracks for it.
Oh my gosh. That is so
And
exciting. I'm so thrilled for you.
know,
Okay, go ahead. I'm like, you could do that. Okay, go.
So we put that song down, and I, you know, never dreamed of it. And some of the people that, you know, played in the band for it just blew me away. I mean, one of the guy who plays lead, I wish I could play lead guitar and have fingers that fast, but
Yeah, they're fast, aren't they?
but,
I froze up again. Can y'all hear me? Oh no,
Well,
it's never
Carolyn
been the
went to
same
sleep
ever
on
since
me.
I
You're
froze.
talking much.
That's what happened last night. I was like, I swear I'm awake listening. Why am I not moving? Sorry, folks. I'm still here. Go ahead.
But one of the guys the guy that played lead guitar on it is a guy that's played for Garth Brooks before.
Wow.
And so just some fantastic people that played on the song. One of the lovely ladies that sings backup vocals on the song, is one of the backup singers for Dolly Parton. So,
The lead guitarist, was that Ty England?
I forget what this gentleman's name was. I'll have to go back and look that up. I apologize for not knowing that
Wow.
off the top
It's
of my head.
okay.
But
Well,
I
Wow.
never dreamed.
I'm a
I never
guitarist,
dreamed.
man.
Wow.
I love.
I never
I
dreamed
started.
this would go
Cool.
where it did.
Cool.
That's
Because,
amazing.
before I knew it, based on my other work with the Broadway and Beyond album, all the music markets that carried that album opened up
Well,
their
that
doors.
probably had a lot to do with it. It probably had a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and they said we'd absolutely love to have this one. So before I knew it, I was setting up things with Spotify and Apple iTunes and Pandora and all these, marketplaces.
So are they now the publisher of this song for you?
They're basically
or is it like
distributor.
a distributor? Wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
Like TuneCore or DistroKid or something like that.
That's great, Lee. Man, you must have been so thrilled. Man, I'm so proud of you. I'm not even kidding. That makes me happy. So I got to tell you what Linda said real quick. She said, "You still got that hookup? Man, they need to hear my Songbird." Oh, what happened to my Facebook? It just went away again. I shouldn't have said that, I guess. Wow, that must have been one of the highlights of your life. I bet. I really do. I can imagine how exciting that was for you. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. And that, the Lord deserves all the credit for that.
Yeah.
It's not my doing. I didn't do anything to earn or obtain whatever talent I have. That's just his grace and his mercy.
That's exactly exactly. And it's like it's like he opens the floodgate of blessings, literally. Like, you think that was good? That's what I always tell Brett. Yeah. He's like up there, watch this, Yeah, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. I'll just send this amazing bless. Honestly, that's how I feel too. Wow, Lee, that's amazing.
I never expected it to go where it has, and some of the international independent artist stations I spoke of a few minutes ago, like the Sirius XM,
that's
satellite station. They picked it up and started playing it, and it actually, it's actually charting, and it made it into the top 10 at one point. So I was kind of laying on the floor going,
the top 10. Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
So Lee, is that your? I went and looked right quick. Is that your? That is your? I mean, it looks like you, but I don't know if you got more than one. You got more than one YouTube channel. I found one that said Lee Stevens Singer.
Yeah, Lee Stevens Singer is my main YouTube channel, and then somehow through the whole distribution thing, which I don't completely claim to understand.
Yeah,
somehow the I'm Not Alone kind of got put on like its own thing.
It's probably because they were distributing it for you independently, maybe. Okay. Wow, well, I can't wait to hear it. Let's hear this song. So you didn't really tell the premise of the song, but that's okay. Do you want to tell about it? The idea of the song and how it came to be? Go ahead. Absolutely. We got plenty of time. Your inspiration hi, Ann. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, again, it's an amalgamation of inspirations. Just real quickly, I'm sure you probably guessed some of it came out of when the pandemic hit back in 2020.
As did so many songs,
I started to write it, but then it kind of connected in a far deeper root with me, because one of my I guess you call it a mission or a desire, maybe is a better word, a real desire that I have through my music, through my artistry, whether it's what I do in musical theater, whether it's what I do as a singer-songwriter, but especially what I do as a singer-songwriter now, is to let people know. It's just what you were saying, Carolyn, earlier about how God's saying, I'm still there. I'm still here. You just need to reach out.
Amen. Isn't that true? So awesome.
And, I want people to know that, because if they could know where I came from, and if there's a Lee Stevens out there, another Lee Stevens out there who has been knocked down as many times as I have, if I can help pick them back up and let them know they have a Heavenly Father
Oh,
who's just waiting for them to say, you know what, call me Abba, call me Daddy. Because
yeah.
that's what he wants. He wants us to come to him just like our children do, throw our head on his chest and go, oh, Daddy.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
you
See,
know,
and he's no
and,
good with words. What? Oh my God. Oh,
and
that's beautifully
you know,
said.
I want
Beautifully
them
said.
to know that, but I also want them to know that through my story too. And that's where the song is connected to, because you probably wouldn't know looking at me. Well, maybe you would know this, you guess this from looking at me on this video screen. But I grew up, as I was growing up, I was actually born with a neurologically based disability. And it's so severe that, but you wouldn't know it looking at me. But
No.
you know, I had all kinds of problems with balance and spatial and coordination and everything else. And it was to the point that my parents, when I got diagnosed, you know, the specialist, they told my parents, because, you know, I was a jibber jabber when I was little. And
Yeah.
they told my parents that, you know, I was already talking. I told you I was bit early by the performing bug. And they told my parents, they said, you know, you better kind of curtail that with him, because with his problems from this disability, he's not going to be able to do that. Yeah, because I couldn't even handle when the lights went down in the theater, man. I would freak because I lost all spatial awareness.
Oh no.
And they were, you know, and they also could see with my balance and everything that I just right in the orchestra pit, you know. So, you know, they had all these concerns, but, you know, that's what I want people to know. Your Heavenly Father, he gets the last word. They don't. If you give him that
Absolutely.
chance,
Oh
he
my
gets the last
gosh.
word. And,
That's right. That's right.
you know,
Wow. So he brought
he's,
you from that child with that disability to having your song charting and being, golly, that's so amazing. That's
yeah,
so beautiful.
he
Oh,
took me through all these, you know, journeys where, you know, I graduated in the top, whatever, my top 25 percentile, I think, of my class or something. And
yeah.
he, you know, opened doors I couldn't even imagine to. They didn't, I mean, I actually had some of the music teachers told my mom not to let me audition for the theater school that I went to, Niagara University. I'm a Purple Eagle. So that's my shout
Yay.
out to my Purple Eagle family out there. They told my mom not to allow me to audition for that theater school because they said he ain't gonna get in. I mean, you know, that's
Wow.
competition, and you know, but you know, they also didn't think, because I competed in what they call, we have a thing here in New York called NISMO, which is New York State Music Association, and it's a competition where you go and you audition, and you can make it to what they call area all state or all state, or the choruses, you know,
Right.
and again, you know, like you said, the Lord says, look what I can, you know, you think that's good, watch this, you know. And he
Wow.
took me from, you know, the teacher saying, you know, it's really a shame with your voice, you know, that you couldn't audition, because she didn't think I could sight read. I can read music. I just don't read it. Like, I can't even explain how I do it. I just do it. It
I
just
can't
makes
read
sense.
it. So just the fact that you can do it is like, wow.
But
That's
I,
another
you know,
ability he gave you. Yeah.
you know, I went there, and through the grace of God, I auditioned for, you know, I was headstrong, and my mom's a strong Christian. Excuse me if I get choked up again, but my mom's a
Oh
strong
my
Christian.
gosh.
And she sat right across from that music teacher, and she said, I hear all you're saying, but you don't know our God. I mean, you ask about,
Oh.
you know, and you know,
She
I
put it
went,
out there right there. And God said, yep, they don't know me, do they?
yep. And not only did I make
Wow.
area all state, but I made all state as well, and you know, represented by school and everything. So the Lord's been doing stuff, you know, all along, and
Oh my gosh.
you know, out there, if there's another Lee Stevens out there who's been knocked down and told you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that, there's a Heavenly Father who knows differently. He says, I got a plan for you. I'm just waiting for you.
Yes,
Okay.
he's just waiting for the right. Oh, Lee, see, that's what I mean. That's what I
You
mean.
did,
You're gonna help a
Lee.
lot of people. Your story. I don't know.
Lee,
We're
this,
we're getting a little bit of distortion. Is
yeah.
that on your end, Lee, or is that on yours, Sean? Mute your mic for a
Uh,
second, Sean. Let's do one at a time. Sean, mute your mic. Okay, unmute your mic.
it's
Lee,
not mine.
Lee,
I
mute your
think it's
mic
on
for a
Lee's.
second.
I think he's having some internet problems.
Lee, mute your mic for a second.
He's having internet problems.
Yeah, it's on your end, Lee. See, that's the devil trying to keep you from talking good. That's what it is. That's what it is. So let's play the song, okay, Lee? And hopefully it'll resolve itself. Is that okay? Can you hear us?
He's having internet problems.
Do you want to go out and come back in? Sometimes they usually fixes it. Okay, go out and come back in, okay? Try that. Because you're breaking up. I can't understand what you're saying. I'll wait. We got plenty of time.
The frames are freezing up.
Okay, I'm going to put you in the waiting room so you can go out and come back in, okay? Let's give him a few minutes. Let's see if it'll work. That happened last night about this time, too. Our guest, she had to go out and come back in. I don't know why it's doing that. But then the chat is not working, so it makes me think there's a correlation. Excuse me, I keep dropping my pen. My pen on a rope that I didn't put around my neck.
Still on the rope.
My pen on a rope.
Still on the rope.
It's actually more like a string. I should have put it around my neck. That's the whole purpose, but I got so much stuff already. I'm like, no. Okay, it's on my neck now. And I haven't even written anything. Can you believe that? So, folks, we're going to give Lee a few minutes to come back. In the meantime, let's talk. Let's see who we have on here, okay? So, I mean, he can take as much time as he needs. So, we have Linda. We have Sylvia. Hi, Sylvia. Welcome, sweetie. I'm so glad you're here. We are having issues with the chat on the Restream program. I don't know why, but I do know that it's not working.
I'm going to disable my camera a minute. I'm listening. I'm still here, so keep talking.
And I'm going to check on the YouTube and see who we have. Now, that's you. And let's see if Lee comes right back. I'm going to check the YouTube, guys and gals. I'm getting mixed up. Hi, Mark. Good to see you. Anthony, are you still here? Peggy, it's so good to see you, ma'am. Man, it's so weird. You sent me that picture. I don't know if you're still here, but I really appreciate you coming on. I literally barely even remember that. We need him to make, okay, that's where we were. Hello, Linda. Okay, Brett is communicating in there. Great.
I say I can't see. Yeah, there we go. There. Yeah, I can see that now, Brett.
You can see it now. Are you on YouTube? Okay. I see Lee. Lee, are you here? Am I losing my mind? Wait a minute.
I've lost my mind.
I know. What is going on here? Okay, that was the old one. What the heck? What the heck? Hold on.
What the heck, man? What the heck?
Yeah, I know. I know somebody that says that. My friend Tiffany.
We got a Hispanic guy out there at work. John, what the heck? John, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly. Let me see. Well, that's weird. I'm still seeing Lee. I don't know. I guess that was. Hold on. Sorry about the interruption, folks. It happens sometimes. Anytime you're live, things can happen. Things can happen. That's weird. I don't know. I'm going to go back to Facebook.
Look, you're on Candid Camera.
Remember that show? That was a good show.
Yeah,
you're on Candid Camera. Okay, let's see.
Hey, Jerry Bradley says, hey, Carolyn, I put together 13 MP3s today.
Wow. I know he said songwriting is tiresome. He's working on a lot.
Hey,
wow,
Jerry,
13? Let me see.
What's the matter? You couldn't get nothing done today?
Poor guy, man. He's so busy. I know, right? God, that's a lot. 13 MP3s. Well, Jerry, I'm glad to see that you're getting so much accomplished. That's great. And Linda said you still got that hookup. Oh, that was the old one. Okay, I'm making sure I'm not missing
I don't know
anybody.
where she went.
I don't know. Tanya, it's so good to see you. Are you still here, baby? I hope so. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. I'm sorry about the glitch. It happens sometimes. Sean keeps disappearing. Everybody's disappearing. There he is. He's back. Let me message Lee and see if he's okay. Make sure. See if he's in.
There, Mama.
There she is. You found her? Okay, good.
Yeah, she's there.
Okay, let me.
She says he's an idiot.
All right. See if he'll answer.
Lee has went to the Twilight Zone. Lee has.
I hate that. I know.
Lee hasn't left the building.
The king. Where's the king? Where's our Lee king?
So man, awesome. I had my great uncle who raised me when my father passed, Carolyn.
Yeah.
He was raised out in West Texas, out around Lubbock.
Oh, okay.
They went and saw Elvis in like 53, 55.
Wow.
It was when he was just first starting. But anyway, they were waiting to go in this big coliseum out there.
I hear him. Hold on.
He says, "Yeah." Jerry says he can't listen to no more music. His ears are numb. I bet so, brother.
Oh, is that what he said? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Why am I not? Oh, there's Lee. Let me bring him back on. Hold on. I'm listening. Hold on. Hey, Lee.
Hey,
Yay.
I sincerely apologize for it. I don't know what went wrong.
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's the devil. It's the devil trying to keep you to talk good.
Us, if you know what I mean.
No, I'm telling you the truth. I swear, we have said that since day one. It's like every time we get in a real deep conversation about God, something happens. It seems like it really does. Okay, so Sean was telling us a story. Sean, Sean, finish your story real quick, and then we're going to play Lee's song.
Oh, I was just telling her, Carolyn. You know, we've been talking about the Elvis thing all night.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but anyway, no, my great uncle who raised me after my dad passed away in 1953, he was from Lubbock, Texas, and Elvis came. He was just getting started. He played the big Coliseum out there. But anyway, they're all standing in line. My uncle and his wife to be. I mean, they're young kids themselves, and they could hear in the Coliseum all these girls screaming. And I mean, they're just wow. And my aunt, the lady who became my aunt, she's like, listen to all them dumb women in there screaming like that. And he said, man, we got in there and sat down, and he said, when that sucker came out, he said, I about lost my mind. He come out there, and he said the first song he was like that he was singing was Baby Let's Play House. He said he said there was women slinging clothes and other garments that I'm not going to. I mean, they were just. He said, "Man, He
was the first official. He's the king.
Yeah,
he's the king. I mean, that seeing those shows, going back on those, and it's like when they show him, I'm like, wow, he was so just mind blowing.
My uncle said, man, he was. And of course, my uncle wasn't this. Well, he was just like, man, he was dadgum good looking, you know. He was. He said, he's like, I about. Yeah, my uncle had a way with words, and I can't say what he actually said. But
I'm sure it was really good.
He was woo.
Hi, Charisse. So Charisse is here. So before we go any further, let me tell y'all the exciting news. I'm so glad Charisse is here on our Facebook page because tonight at midnight, Charisse is releasing her debut single, Red Dirt Country single called Get Back Home. So y'all need to go to CharisseCarverMusic.com. Y'all, Charisse is such a great person. I just so love her. She's become a dear friend, and she's so supportive. She supports so many of our these amazing songwriters. She does a songwriting workshop. She writes original songs. She writes jingles. She's just amazing. And I'm so thrilled for her that she's releasing her first single in Red Dirt Country. So she was doing gospel before, and she decided to switch to Red Dirt Country. And this new song, Get Back Home, you're going to love it. It comes out at midnight. So it's CHERISE Carver.com. Please go support her, okay, folks? You can sign up for her email and even get a free digital download of it. I'm so proud of you, Charisse. I know I see her on here, and I'm like, hey, Charisse, I'm so glad you made time to come on. So, Lee, I am super duper excited about this last song. And I hate to say that it's the last song because you have so many, but I just love your songs, your talent, your hope person. I just want to hug you and say thank you, Lee. If I could, I just know I'm sending you the biggest hug. And I actually would kiss you on the cheek if your wife wouldn't get mad. Because you're such a kind. Yeah, for real. I mean, just like, man, thank you for just being you and being here and coming in our little corner of the world, because that's what we say, our little corner of the world. Welcome to our corner of the world. Now, as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome. As far as I'm concerned, you're now part of the family, pretty much whether you want to or not. The family reunions are really bad, so you got to.
Charisse, congratulations. Bravo.
Yes, isn't that great? I'm so proud. Endeavor. I am so proud of her. I really am. And I'm hoping that maybe she'll have time to come back on the show. Jennifer, hi, sweetie. I'm hoping she can come back on the show. She's been on our show once, and I loved having her on. She's just such a talented person. I can't say enough about her. All of you guys, I've been so blessed, honestly. So let's hear this last song we've been talking about. I'm excited to hear it. I know you're going to love it, ladies and gentlemen. It is called I'm Not Alone. And this one was done in a studio, and I was like, oh man, whoo, it's beautiful. Are y'all ready for this? You're gonna love it. I don't mean to put, feelings in you, but I think you're going to love it. I'm pretty confident you're going to love it. I shouldn't tell you what you're going to do. I know, I shouldn't pressure them. I don't want to pressure them, Lee.
Not alone.
That's right. Amen to that.
They are not alone. You got a Heavenly Father who's waiting right there, and He's got a plan and a purpose for each and every one of your lives. If you just reach out and trust Him, it's as easy as that.
Oh my gosh.
And look what He's done in my life. And one of the things I've learned I've come to learn in the last couple of years is how to give the Lord permission. And I even actually just finished up a song on this very topic, and that is that I've learned how to say to Him, Lord, use my pain, use my shame, use my pain, whatever I've gone through, because if I can help somebody else out there with what I've gone through, and because it doesn't even have to be music teachers or or people along the way, even in the business, that knock you down. Sometimes it can be people in your own family circles.
Your own circle,
yes. I don't believe in highlighting who said what to me, because I don't want to give that glory. I'd rather give Him glory.
Yes.
But, I even had a family member say to me one day, because they were reading, I had to do a press interview right before a musical I was opening up, and I think I was doing Into the Woods or something. And they read my feature that they'd done the paper on me. I'd done a sit down interview, and
wow.
And they looked at me because I'd mentioned that they asked me what I do in my spare time, and I said, that I write songs and so forth. And this family member said to me, if you could really do that, I'd know, because I know you. No, they don't know.
No, you don't know Him.
And they don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
And if you're listening out there and you've had people knock you down or discourage you, they don't know what God can do through you. You'll be surprised what He can do through you if you'll just open up.
That is so true. Oh my gosh, Lee. See what I mean, Sean? He's such a great guy. I'm so blessed.
Well, I know, man. I hear another shameless plug on my part, Lee. I got a song you need to hear, brother, called Songbird.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. You need to hear this song. It's a song my wife. My wife and I write together, but she's the main. I play a little guitar on this thing and sing it, but
and God put His own backup vocals on it, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we come back. Let's hear this song.
Go ahead. Let's hear this song.
I'm Not Alone by the amazing Mr. Lee Stevens. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're gonna love it.
Darkness, everything is bleak. It's when I sense you the closest, the comfort only you can speak. I'm just trying to hold on with a childlike faith. When the answers are all unknown, it's when you show me I'm not alone. No, it doesn't really matter by someone else's or self-inflicted hurt. No, it doesn't really matter the size of my concern. Oh, I've stumbled, I've fumbled through this thing we call life. There's no way to measure the grace that you show me. Through the darkness, everything is bleak. It's when I sense you the closest, the comfort only you can speak. Just trying to hold on with a childlike faith. When the answers are all unknown, that's when you show me that I'm not alone. Oh, I'm not alone. I've known victories and I've known loss. I've had shipwrecks, I've been tossed. I've known winters and I've known sweet springs, but the greatest thing I've known is the shelter of your wings. Through the darkness, everything is bleak. It's when I sense you the closest, the comfort only you can speak. Just trying to hold on with a childlike faith. When the answers are all unknown, that's when you show me. Through the darkness, everything is bleak. It's when I sense you the closest, the comfort only you can speak. Just trying to hold on with a childlike faith. When the answers are all unknown, that's when you show me that I'm not alone.
Wow. I didn't listen to that
Cool.
very last note. Oh my goodness.
Cool.
Lee. Oh,
Very good job, man.
Well,
that is so beautiful.
Good job.
I purposely don't listen to the whole songs normally. And I did not hear that last. Whoa, man, that just like, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. You're not alone. Wake up. I loved it, Lee. Oh my gosh. And I like the way I found that picture, and I'm not bragging. I was just so happy with that picture of the crosses with the clouds. You know, I just thought that's perfect. I was like, oh yes, thank you. Yeah, I love that song.
You
oh
want
my
to hear
gosh.
something funny about that last note? The original demo performance of that song that got me there to Nashville. When I went to record that with the producer, when I went to do the session. He had me do a couple singers, you know, just to test the mic. We were testing levels and all that stuff. And we went through it once, and he looks at me and he goes, he said, "What about going up on that last note?" And I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, boy, I really hope I warmed up enough in the hotel room.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to be, hitting some of my musical theater notes. But I said,
Yeah.
Okay, we can try it. So that was kind of an improv thing right there in the studio where it was like, okay, you're going to go up on this part.
And you went up, didn't you?
That's
see what happens.
Wow.
Do the octave jump and we'll see what happens. So we just kind of went, okay, here we go.
But that's why he's a producer. I mean,
Yeah, he knew.
things.
Wow.
I mean,
that just even made it even more special.
That's why he was a producer.
Oh man. That is so beautiful. I can see why that song has done as well as it has, because it just, for real. I mean, it's really beautiful. And I know you've already touched and helped a lot of people with your music and with your stories and just with you being you. But that song in particular, oh my gosh. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love songs like that. I mean, because music brings us all together. To me, it does. And yeah, it really does. And no matter what you're going through in your life, you can always find a song that you can relate to. And that song, gosh, is just reminding everyone that we're not alone. Mm-hmm. And that last note, just like for real, almost like, bam, okay, I got it. Okay.
Well, a song's going to do one or two things. It's going to make you forget what you're dealing with, or it's going to bring back a great memory.
Yeah.
And remind you of where you've been. So, I mean, it's
true.
Just,
Wow. I know you got to be very proud of that song, man.
Yeah, very cool song.
Yeah. So was that in the midst of a lot of your issues when you wrote that, or was that after the fact? I mean, because a lot of times the songs that I haven't written that many, nothing that powerful. But a lot of times I'll write a song when I'm in the middle of something, you know what I mean? That I'm going through. And that's how it's almost like a journaling thing. Majority of my songs, majority of them were when I was going through a hard time, when I was going through the hardest time in my life when I write these, and I think a lot of us do that. What about you, Lee? Or is it after, kind of in retrospect,
Yeah, I mean, even even though, even a lot of the songs I've written more recently, some of them were right when I was going through, right in the midst of when I was actually going through the thing. And I won't go into it for personal reasons, but
Of course.
my family's been going through a lot as of late. And even in the midst of what we've gone through, the Lord gave me 2 songs. So I'm busy working on those. In my spare moments. Talk about songwriting right in the midst of this.
Yeah.
But no, I'm Not Alone came after the fact. I had initially set out to write something because of the pandemic that was hitting our country, and in the midst of that, all of a sudden, it's going right into the roots of my past and what he's brought me through.
Right.
And that's something I can never forget. We all have our times where sometimes we doubt. We all have our times we go, where are you?
Yeah, exactly. Why did you just leave me? I've done that myself. Well, I guess he doesn't love me. How could he love me? I've done no way, I miss Sarah, beautiful Miss Sarah.
He reminds me, just like it says in his word, don't forsake my benefits. Don't forget my benefits. Don't forget, what I've done for you in the past, because I'll do it again and even better.
Yes.
And brings that back, and that's what he did, was bringing me a reminder of where I've been through and saying people still need to hear that.
Yes.
And it's just like the old thing you see. I've seen hanging on several walls and several things. You see 2 sets of footprints in the sand, and you see one set. You say, "Good Lord, why did you leave me?" Mm-hmm. I didn't leave you, son. I was carrying you.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Was that you that commented on Pete Sullivan's song called Fingerprints? Was that you that commented?
Yeah,
and that's excellent, because you brought that up, because he came out, the Lord sent him a song about fingerprints, and it's kind of the same thing. And you commented how everybody thinks of footprints in the sand, but they never think, now you're going to think of the fingerprints, and it's amazing how we're sent these. To me, it's just like a divine message. It really is. It's like, where did you come up? You're not alone. You had to go through those fires. I always tell everyone, hold on through all the bad, because the good will come back around. You have to just believe it. You have to have faith, and you don't feel like it when you're in the midst of that fire. You feel like you're going to burn up. You're like, I'm never going to survive this. Right? It's too much. It's too much. Why am I going through all this? And if we just hold on, and it's a lot of times it's easier said than done, because a lot of people are dealing with multiple. It seems like, in my life, and I've been so blessed, but in my life, it seems like all the issues, seems like everything happens at once, right? Yep. It's almost like here's your testing period. I'm like, yeah, exactly. I got to a point where I literally was looking up, it was raining. I'm like, okay, devil, get away from me. You know what I mean? Because for real, I was like, okay, I can't take any more of this, but I could. I just didn't know it, And
it's, there's another old saying, he'll never put more on you than you can handle, but that's not the truth. He'll make you handle what he puts on you.
Yeah, he's going to help you get through it.
Well, I mean, he's gonna make you handle what he puts on you.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
That's the thing, and some of the metaphors I used, in the song, like "Sweet Spring," that kind of thing.
Yes.
Where that was all coming.
I love that, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Where that was all, where a lot of that came from was out of, I think it's. I'm not one who can quote exact chapter.
Me either. Me either, Lee.
I believe it comes out of Isaiah, where he said, when you walk through the fires, I'll be there and you won't be burned. When you walk through the waters, you won't drown.
Yeah.
And so that's where a lot of that was, connected up, and so, I mean, I hope that that's what that song can be for other people too. When I write, I try to, even though I have a purpose in my mind of what that song's about for me, I always want to try as an artist to leave the door open for people to be able to have it be what it is about, for them, what it speaks to in their needs and in their hearts. And but I really do hope that it is a song that's, that for them as well.
Well, I absolutely believe that it will be. I believe that it is. Absolutely. Not that it will be, that it is and that it has, because everything is for a reason. And you were brought to us for a reason. And all your songs were played on here for a reason tonight. And there's got to be more than, I know there's people out there that need it. There are people right now that are, right in the middle of that fire, right in the middle of that dang tornado or that storm. You know what I mean? Or that battle. And man, it's so tough. It's nice to know. To me, it always feels better to know, hey, you're not the only one that I'm there. I've been through that. If you just hold on, just lift each other up. We always, at the end of our karaoke shows, we don't always do it, but we try to sing. And I know people are like, what? But we have so much fun on our shows, Lee. I wish you would live closer so you could come to one of them. But we try to end each show with, we do a sing along to Lean on Me, because I've always loved that song. Yeah. And it's the coolest thing. Yes. I have got videos when we did one of our shows, and everybody just did it themselves. They all got in a big circle on the dance floor, and everybody was holding each other. It was the coolest thing. And I looked at my husband, I was like, man, you know what I mean? That's what I think. Yeah. That's what I pictured. I want that to be that, that's how I want this show to be, where we're here and we're all here to lean on each other, help each other in any way we can. And I'll say it again, I'm going to keep repeating it. You've helped me more than you could ever imagine, Lee. And I know you may not believe me, but it's true. You can ask my husband. Your kindness, your love, your mercy, your just elegant words. Really.
It's just humbling to be, given a spot on this show. And I love the camaraderie I was seeing. And it meant so much to me when you said earlier tonight, you're one of the family. I'm just going to say
that's the way I feel, honestly. Ask anybody that's been on the show.
Because
it's like, that's my uncle. That's my, whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was seeing when I was tuning into your programs and stuff. I was like, this is like just a big old family, really.
Yeah. And that's what it's fast becoming. That's the way I feel about it. I've been talking about it. I don't know. You didn't get to hear the show last night, but I told Sean, I was talking about it last night. I said, man, what I would love to do is get a big bus and just go to everybody and say, get in, we're going camping. Get all the family, go to all the different states. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be something? Hey, there's Lee. Remember Lee? He was on episode da-da-da. You know what I mean? I think that would be so
we'll take
cool.
That on a national tour. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. At the very minimum, I know I can see that. You know what? That's funny, because that's kind of what we're doing this Saturday in a much smaller way. We have a show called it's called Bam Fest this Saturday, and it may not be a big deal to a lot of people, but it's a big deal to me, and it's a big deal to the people that are going to be singing. So I've asked several people that have been on our radio show to come and sing songs for us, and most of them it's just karaoke, but it doesn't matter. They're going to get on the stage and sing in front of people outside, and it's a really, really cool thing. It's something they would never get to do normally. And I just wish I had 20 hours so I could get everybody on there.
Lee, there's somebody here named Nathan Pollock. He says, laugh out loud, Lee. Remember our karaoke adventures singing during Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, I'm glad you saw that, because that's on YouTube, isn't it?
Nate's one of my dearest friends.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we met, I don't know how many umpteen years ago.
Wow.
We were doing a professional production of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh my gosh. I was just going to say that.
Yeah, he was playing the disciple Peter, and I was playing Pontius Pilate, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. So do you still remember the song?
Oh, see, that's the thing about...
How can you forget that?
No, I have one of these weird, long-term memories.
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 5 kids, and I'm the one that my mother calls up at night and goes, I was doing a crossword puzzle. What's the word for,
See, I'm the opposite. I have the worst memory, but songs I remember. Nothing else. But I remember songs.
Yeah. I mean, I still remember monologues from back in like my high school days from shows like that.
I wish I had that. That's one thing that concerns me. My memory is so bad, but that's okay. Hi, Jane. Hi, beautiful.
I've got a very good long-term memory, but God bless me with that. But what I've noticed waning is my short-term memory. Yeah. Now, once I ever get it locked in, put back in there in this noggin of mine, it's there. But I can't remember. I go on a bed, I go in a room, I'm like, why'd I come in here?
Yeah. You know what's weird? An old friend of mine from high school that I mean, literally, it's been forever. She sent a picture to me out of the blue, and it was a picture that I did. I guess I was 15 when I took this picture with them on the hood of a car during
Oh,
like
my
a
goodness.
50s pep rally. And you know what? I literally looked at that picture and I still, for the life of me, cannot even remember taking that picture. And I told my husband, that is so sad. I said, it seems like I remember, but my name, I was in the paper. And I'm like, I was in the paper and I don't remember. You know what I mean? That's how bad my memory is. So I'm just like,
I mean,
well,
I remember everything from on stage moments to backstage shenanigans. But I
wow.
mean, ever since my daughter was born, my wife and I joke about this all the time. She took our short-term memory.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe that's
Oh,
what's
my
wrong
God.
because I've had two kids. Where's my
My
pinky?
short-term memories is about as short as my hair has become.
Oh, yeah. Mine is too now. Now it's all of it, Lee, Sean. It
remember
really
things
is.
I can remember things from way back, but I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
I just
yeah.
asked my wife. You asked me, "Well, by the way, Lee, did you remember to take out the such and such?" I'm like, "What? Oh, I forgot."
Yeah. Well, you know what my mom always said, God rest her soul. She always said, it's because you have too much information in there. You need to take some stuff out and make more room in your brain. So I
like
always
that
say we need a
explanation,
backspace delete button on our brain so we can just go, let me just take that out. That's useless. I don't need that. Take that out. Take that out. Let's replace it with this memory because I need to remember this. I always say backspace delete, 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 delete. And it usually doesn't work because I still can't remember.
Lee, are you on Reverb Nation?
On what?
Are you on Reverb Nation?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
But tell them where you are. Where your music is. I know you're on YouTube and it's Lee Stevens.
Yeah,
That's Stevens. Okay, where
I've
else are
already
you?
subscribed.
Awesome. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you
Is your
very
music
much.
anywhere
I
else?
appreciate
Or is YouTube the best shot?
You can find both the single "I'm Not Alone," Lee Stevens on Spotify, as well as the Broadway and Beyond album.
Okay.
And I'm still awful proud of that Broadway and Beyond album because that was a labor of love.
Yeah.
And I, we were like two kids in a candy shop doing that album.
That's so amazing. Wow.
And you can find both of those on Spotify. You can also find them Lee Stevens on Apple iTunes. You can find me Lee Stevens on Pandora, and I think I'm also on some of the other music market carriers like Tidal.
Yeah. No,
There's so many out there. There are so many.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of them. I've watched a lot of them pick this up. So
yeah, like when we're doing this podcast, I didn't realize how many different platforms.
Oh,
Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah,
wow, I don't even know any of them hardly.
I mean, TuneCore, DistroKid. I've been on that songwriters deal that we're all on.
Yeah.
I've seen people mention some of them I've never heard of. I mean,
like, what's that?
They just distribute that stuff out to everybody, and then you're like, it's like everything else in this world. There's so many choices, I'm like it. I wish it was back like Henry Ford was. You can get this car in any color you want, as long as it's black.
I know, because it gets confusing, just like all these social media platforms. I'm like, okay, well, we want to go to there. We got to go there. Now, I don't even know. I'm in so many different places. No wonder I can't remember.
This is a goofy thing. This kind of led me into this, but that's part of the reason we have some people that have some mental illness. They're going, did I buy the right color car? Did I buy the right? Hey, did I get the right dress? Did I get? I mean, you lose your freaking mind trying to make it. Did I get the right stuff?
It's just overstimulation, is what it is. It's too much. Man. It's too much.
You can also find me, of course, on Lee Stevens Facebook. You can find me at Lee Stevens 3382 on Instagram, or you can find me at Stevens Songs 26 on Twitter as well.
Oh wow! See, you have a lot more than I thought. I did join Twitter, and I'm sorry, I love saying this because I'm such a goofball, and I tweeted 3 times, and I have not tweeted since. I think it's hilarious because tweeted sounds so terrible. Like, you tweeted? What did you do? I tweeted. Don't judge me.
The first time I heard that, all I could see was this like image of Tweety Bird. Like,
yes, I know. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Remember that song? Tweet, tweet. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Let's see. I'm just looking at something. Y'all talk amongst yourself for a second. I'm just checking something real quick.
I sent you a friend request, Lee.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and Lee is also in our group. You are in the group, right? Carolyn's Corner Live. For those of you who don't know, we have a group. It's called Carolyn's Corner Live. At first, when I first made the group, my plan was, okay, I'm only going to have the people that are on the show in the group. And then that quickly became, you know what? I'm going to have the people that are friends of the people and family of the people that are on the show in the group. And then that quickly became, you know what? Why not? Because I'm creating a world, our own little world in the Carolyn's Corner live group. So when I send out a message, everybody can see it. Okay, all ye people. It's almost like a major proclamation or something. All ye people of Carolyn's Corner Live, attention, attention. So I try to post everything on there. So you are a member of that as well, Lee. So keep an eye on that because I know you're an amazing supporter of all of these great people we've had on the show. We got another great guest coming up. Oh my gosh, y'all ain't even gonna believe this. Brett was like, "What?" Wednesday and Thursday of next week, I think. Wednesday for sure of next week. We have a young lady, and I want to tell y'all because her name is Taylor Hughes. I think that's right. And I'll put the advertisement on there. I want to tell y'all, I'm blown away by this girl too. We are reaching so many amazing people. Gosh, it's just, if it's possible, to me, it feels like it just keeps getting better and better. And I'm like, oh my God. I feel like I'm not even entitled to even speak to y'all. Y'all are so amazing. Here I am with my little songs, Here's my widow songs, and here's your Broadway and your golly, just amazing. And now I can say golly. See, get it? Golly. I don't even know what that means, but I've always said it. Golly. Golly.
I'm not amazing. My God's amazing.
Yes, but you are too. You are really an amazing guy. I'm going to argue with you, Lee. I say you are amazing. So,
you want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
Mention, my friend Nate popped in there. Nate, thank you so much, man.
What a nice guy.
When we were doing Jesus Christ Superstar, during rehearsals, we had the hardest time cracking up. Uber serious show, uber serious topic.
Yeah.
The first time not cracking up because, like I joked about at the top of the show, I'm not a real big guy. I'm kind of in the short side. Thanks, Mom. Didn't get my dad's tall jeans. My three brothers got the tall jeans. I got mine.
Why does that always happen?
Well,
you look pretty tall on the screen. Does that make you feel better? In fact, you look how high you are compared to me and Sean. Look, you're way above us.
I'm way up in the world.
You're huge. You're huge, like a giant.
But I'm on the shorter side, and like I said, I played pilot. So when we were doing the trial before pilot, we were rehearsing that. The guy who played our Lord, his guy Jeff, real nice guy, talented fella. We were doing the scene, and I have this line I have to sing where I have to say, "Oh, this is Jesus Christ. I'm really quite surprised. He seems so small, not a king at all." And I have to do this thing.
Oh, wow. I really want to see this play now. Okay, go ahead.
Problem is, Jeff is 6'2". Okay.
You have to say that to him?
Yeah, so it's like,
oh my gosh.
It's like, how am I going to, because I'm looking at,
Did you get to stand on a stool or something?
I was like, the director's
they should have thought that through.
You can be big. You can act big.
Yes, but you can't make yourself taller unless you stand on a stool.
But I'm looking up and I'm going, you're kind of small. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Did that get a laugh in the audience? I know it's a very serious production, so probably not. But I bet in your heart, you're like, oh, they're going to laugh.
But who knows what, somebody was doing behind their program or something.
That is so funny. Look at that little guy saying he's small. Oh my gosh. That must have been funny. Oh, I bet you, I would have been laughing. I'd be going, y'all didn't think this through very well. Can we switch places or something? Because something is not right.
If y'all just talking about, you brought up Hillbilly Bone earlier.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the video? Have either one of y'all ever seen the video?
Oh yeah.
It was George Strait Artist of the Decade thing. And this was way back when Blake Shelton and Miranda Lambert were still married.
Oh, back then.
So they come out.
Pre-Blake Miranda era.
No, they were married in this.
I don't even know what the right term is. Go ahead.
But they're going to come out and do their song, and over to the side sits George Strait and his wife and family and all that. And Blake tells a story. He says, "George, you won't remember this, but the first time I ever met you, we were backstage at the Opry or so, not at the Opry. We were backstage somewhere, and he said, "You walked up and looked at me, and you said, 'Dang, I thought you was standing on the step.'"
Yeah, because Blake is very tall, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like
Oh, I
6'3",
love Blake.
6'4", you know. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
That's really funny. Hi, Peggy. Welcome back. Gosh, she came back. Peggy, I was just telling them about the picture you said that I don't even remember taking that picture. How sad is that? And it was in the paper. I'm like, so I was already I was in the paper and don't even remember. Oh boy. Thank you for sending that, sweetie. That's so nice. I wish we could get everybody that's on here, everybody that's on Facebook, on YouTube, and just all get together, just have a big old party. That would be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be fun.
Yeah.
A lot of food and drinks. I'd hate to be the one barbecuing for all that. Let's see, Sean, you can be our barbecuer.
I can't barbecue. I don't have that talent. I don't have that talent. Nope.
That's what I get for assuming.
No,
Since you write country songs, it is not true that if you write country songs, you can barbecue.
Oh,
See?
I can burn a piece of meat, but
I always thought, do you have a dog? I'm just kidding. Do you drive a pickup truck?
I do have that.
He's killing
I
all
do
the
all
push-ups.
that. I do all that.
Wow, that's so
Oh, and I
awesome.
tried to barbecue. I don't like it.
It's too
It
much
don't ever
work.
turn out like they don't ever turn out like I want.
Oh, I'm just joking with you. I know
Probably
whatever.
No, I
you're doing.
know.
Probably
What is
can't
that?
see
That pig,
right
man.
there,
It looks
but
like
I
a
got
pig.
I got a little piece of George Strait right there.
Oh, is that George Strait?
You have
Cool,
George
man.
Strait's pick?
Yes, I
Cool.
do.
How did you get
Cool.
that? Did you
A
give it?
friend of mine got it for me. I collect music memorabilia, and he got it for me.
Wow. Well, what was that guy's name? What is that Texas country singer that sang "Beer Bait"? I can never remember the guy's name.
Oh, that's Fowler. Kevin Fowler.
Kevin Fowler. I've seen Kevin Fowler so many times, and one time my friends dared me. Not that I've been to thousands of concerts. I'm like, oh, I'm so no, but it seems like every time I've been to a concert, he's been the one opening every time. And we were there one day. I got to tell you the story real quick because it's funny. I thought it was funny, and I'm like, man, look at them. I was just like, I'm always in the front when it comes to live music, killing my eardrums. And I see a piece of paper on the floor. That's their set list. And somebody said, go get the set list. And I'm like, go get the set list? I dare you to go get the set list. See? Somehow I was forgiven. I don't know. And I go up there and I give the drummer, I guess it was the drummer, the guitarist, like a look, like, and here I am, this old lady compared to these young kids that are all out there. And he kind of turned his back and I took it. I was like, I got the set list. What happened to it? I don't know. I felt bad because it wasn't really stealing because he knew I was going to take it. But that was like the most unlawful thing I think I've ever done because I took the set list and I was like, because they dared me. I'm like, don't dare me. That's not right. Oh my God. That's my criminal background. That's what I got when I took Kevin Fowler's set list. Oh my gosh, man! I know.
Carolyn, I wish that's all I'd ever done.
I know. Well, I've been trying. Not that I'm perfect, that's for sure. But luckily, I've never been in. Thank goodness. But there's everybody.
That's cool, man. I liked it. I liked that pick.
It's a good story. I like that pick.
You know, that's the crazy thing, y'all. That's the crazy thing
I keep waving and nobody can see my hand. There it is. Hi, Texie.
For as much music as I love, and then getting to write these songs and perform and do my own shows nowadays, I've only ever been to about, other than a local rodeo that we had here that would, for many years, they had some of the most amazing talent. I mean, Garth Brooks has been there. But anyway, concerts like you're talking about, I've only ever been to about 2 concerts. I went and saw Mark
I haven't been to that many either.
I saw Mark Chestnut, Aaron Tippin, and there was a guy named James House that opened.
Well, that's pretty big.
Well, no, I mean big stars. Now,
I haven't seen hardly any. I guess,
like I said, this rodeo.
I haven't seen any really. I saw Ted Nugent.
This rodeo,
and I don't even like Ted Nugent. But we went to his concert for whatever reason. Oh, because we had free tickets. Go ahead.
The rodeo I'm talking about, y'all, started way back in the '60s, and the first performer we ever had at this rodeo, of course, I was still a gleam in my daddy's eye, but was Michael Landon. He was the first. Yeah, and then Garth Brooks has been here. Blake Shelton's been here.
Jeez.
Brooks and Dunn's been several times. Steve Warner, the Hager twins from Hee Haw, they've been here. Mo Bandy, Joe Stampley, Gene Watson. So I've seen those guys at the rodeo, Yeah, when Garth came here, this is you talking about a funny story. When Garth came here, he was just fixing to release Friends in Low Places.
Oh, which was
And
his
it
biggest hit,
was,
I'm sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was standing room only at this little rodeo. And then after the rodeo, he came out to sign autographs. And so we're getting up there. Linda and I are dating at this time. I got a cowboy hat on. I got a belt on. I got my Justin Ropers on. I got my Wranglers on, my brush popper and all that, And Linda's like, okay, give me your boot. I'm like, all right. So you're my honey. I'll give you my boot. Give me your hat. Give me your belt. I mean, now this is it. Give me your shirt. I said, I'm not giving you my shirt. I'm darn near naked, woman. So Garth comes out. Luckily his tour manager says Garth will only sign one item. So I got to put all my clothes back on.
Oh, what did she pick? The hat? Did she use the hat?
I still got. We've got it. I don't know where it's at, but yeah, we have the hat with Garth Brooks' signature.
That is so fun. My gosh, you better hang on to that. That may be $1 million hat.
And then she gives him a kiss and tells him she would marry him if he wasn't married. I'm like,
wait a minute, I'm standing right here, lady.
Exactly.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. Sounds like something I would do. My husband knows. He's like, oh, she's crazy. I'll just say anything. But I don't mean any harm by it. I'm just like, especially somebody like that. I'm like, oh.
And then the other funny thing goes, we get home and Linda's dad was going, well, how was the concert? Oh man, Garth, he's wonderful. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, he's going to be huge. And my father-in-law was like, he ain't never going to be nothing.
And look what happened.
Oh man. Yeah. That dude, he was just, he was awesome,
Wow, that's amazing. So
you talk about Garth Brooks. Lee, you could do the Chris Gaines thing too, brother. You remember when he did the Chris Gaines deal?
That was crazy. I'm sorry. Sorry, Garth, if you're watching this. Garth may be watching this. Garth, if you're watching this, I like you better as Garth, not so much as Chris.
But I'm telling y'all right now,
just in case he happens to be coming through Facebook or YouTube.
One of my most favorite Garth Brooks songs was not a song that he put out. He put it out as Chris Gaines, but it was a Kiss song called Hard Luck Woman.
Oh.
You ever get to listen to that song, Garth singing it as Chris Gaines?
Songs off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. I mean, I'll tell you right now, Garth knew what he was doing when he did that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he did. I agree with that.
It was a big
memories.
I just thought it was like a midlife crisis.
Well, I mean, it may have been. And a lot of people busted him for that. When it happened. But now they talk about it like, man, if you've got that Chris Gaines album, you really got something.
I remember that. He really got a lot of
flack over it.
I remember that very well. Well, you know what, guys? It's almost 10 o'clock. I hate to, but we're gonna have to cut this down. We're gonna have to shut her down. Shut her down.
Turn out the lights.
The party's over. I always hate it when we have to leave because I could probably sit here all night, but my husband would be like, did you forget I'm even here? I'll be like, oh, he's in the living room. He's in the living room.
Lee, man, it was great to meet you, brother.
Great to meet you, brother.
It sure was, Lee. You are such a joy. Honestly, I mean that with all my heart.
My pleasure.
Oh, it's been so great. And Sean, thank you for joining us again and helping me out and being here. It's so wonderful. I'll say it again. I'm beyond blessed, and I'm going to keep saying that. I hope that you'll continue to join us as often as you can, Lee, because I love your support. And anytime you want to do a quote, like Brett said, he's serious. My husband doesn't say anything unless he's serious. He was serious because he saw me crying that day. I mean, I literally cried.
Oh my God.
I literally cried and sobbed. He's like, "What's wrong?" I said, "It's just because I told him, man, it tells me that I'm actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? It validated it. It validated
Absolutely. I want to encourage you again, Carolyn, with your show, because one of the things that just kept popping out at me, even when I was in the early stages of just tuning into your programs and starting to get familiar with all of you, the thing that kept popping up is I just loved how you never hesitated introducing your faith and introducing the Lord into things. What I wanted to encourage you is, to remember his promise that he said in his word. The Lord said, if you acknowledge me before man, I'll acknowledge you before the Father in heaven.
Oh, Lee. Oh,
So keep on acknowledging him, because he's going to keep on blessing Carolyn's Corner and your endeavors with your songwriting and all of that if you continue to acknowledge him.
gosh, that's beautiful, Lee. And thank you. Thank you, really. That means the world to me. It really does. So beautifully said. And if you were here, I would give you the biggest hug. I really would. I wish you were here. I would just hug you so tight and say thank you.
Send you a hug right back.
Yes, yes. And Sean, hug to you. Hug to Linda. I can't we got to get us a way to communicate in person, but at least this is something. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty darn close. Well, guys and gals, thank you so much. And to all of our viewers and listeners who joined us tonight, I am beyond blessed and so thrilled that you chose to spend some time with us tonight.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, man. It was so, I hope you had as much fun as I did. Brett and I, we watched that Game Show Network, or we used to, and we borrowed this from her. Okay. It's maybe plagiarism, but she says, if you've had half as much fun as we did, then we had twice as much fun as you. And I was like, I like that. We're going to use that. I hope she don't say anything, but we borrowed it.
Cool.
Y'all be really good to each other. Treat each other with kindness. Spread some love as much as you possibly can, y'all. Life is hard enough for all of us. We need love. All we need is love and kindness. In the meantime, share some love, because we can make a difference in our own little corner of the world. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, thanks so much, guys and gals. God bless you. God bless. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.